Hey, folks, how's it going? Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend thus far. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. And to those of you that are stateside, hope you're having a wonderful Labor Day weekend and a safe and healthy one at that. But welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. James 2, Matthew 4, Absolutely Aviation, Rice Cooker 2000, Artwork Porn, anybody else is in chat. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. Okay, so we're back to flying the TBM 930. I haven't had a chance to play around with the new fly-by-wire freeware A320 version that just came out, but I want to try and do a flight on stream of that at some point in the near future. But until then, the TBM seems like the most trustworthy airplane to take on IFR flights, and it's got that right sort of sweet spot, a combination of speed, performance, to make it useful for some of these shorter high altitude routes. So in the distance here, this is Mendoza, Argentina, pretty close to wine country in Argentina, actually. Some of the best Malbec and other Argentinian varietals in the world are grown and made here. But in the distance there, you can see the towering mountain peaks of the Andes. And You can't really see it with that layer of overcast on this side of the mountains, but further away to the west, you've got the tallest mountain peak in South America, and actually in the entire Western Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere for that matter, which is Aconcagua, which rises to an elevation of well over 20,000 feet. So we're going to be passing Aconcagua on our way to Chile today. Okay, I'm going to hop on VATSIM actually for this flight because I forgot to go on to multiplayer, but I will go on to multiplayer for the next two flights in our stream today when we go to Indonesia and as well go to Utah to fly around the canyons there. Matthew 4 says Aconcagua. Okay, gotcha. Okay, thanks for correcting me. Appreciate it. All right, so I turned off the sounds on the airplane here. I'm going to turn those back on. Just give me 1 second, because otherwise that would have interfered during the intro here. Let's get the sounds back on. There we go. Kyle Longley, hope you're doing well. All right, so let's hop on VATSIM here. Anybody who wants to fly with me on VATSIM is more than welcome to. So I'm going to hop on VATSIM here, and then I'm going to talk through our game plan. Absolutely, I don't think there's... I'm not sure there is. The last time I checked there weren't, but it's been a while since I checked, so I'm going to check now. But anyway, call sign is 321... Actually, what is my call sign? 321 Tango Bravo. There we go. Just going to connect. I don't think there's ATC. Yeah, there's no ATC, unfortunately. So we're going to be offline. Or not offline, but we're going to be online, but without ATC, at least until they pop up online. And let's take a look at SimBrief here real quick. Cruising altitude was going to be flight level 280, I think. Yeah, that's it. Flight level 280. Pretty impressive that this airplane, single-engine turboprop, can get up so high and cruise comfortably at about 330 knots true airspeed. Okay, just going to set 330 knots here. Matthew, you know I'm going to be on VATSIM. So I just connected on VATSIM already. So that's the plan. Kyle was asking earlier, what's my opinion of the default aircraft? Kyle, like I was saying in my, one of my past videos on this, I think the default small GA airplanes like the 172, 152, the Diamond, and some other aircraft are actually modeled pretty well. I think they did a pretty good job modeling those. The jet airplanes and the turboprops are nowhere near the same quality, obviously. The turboprops have some serious issues that I'm going to cover in a forthcoming video that I discussed a little bit in past streams as well. But the Daher, the TBM 930 is actually, it's pretty nicely modeled. I would say, think of it as like Carenado level quality, right? That's what you're getting with some of the turboprops. And with some of the GA, small single-engine, piston engine airplanes, like a 172, 152, those are actually pretty good. I strongly recommend, flying steam gauges, like the steam gauge 172, and of course the 152 is only steam gauges. There's no G1000 or anything like that in there. That is, it's pretty nicely modeled, actually. It's not bad at all. And one of the things I like about it, in the default 172 in X-Plane 11, you cannot stall the airplane. Not stall. You cannot spin the airplane. Of course you can stall the airplane, but you can't really spin the default 172 in X-Plane 11. The spin characteristics are actually really well modeled on the 172, 152, Diamond 20, etc. So the new flight dynamics modeling is actually looking pretty promising. Okay, let's talk through our game plan here. All right, just gonna pull up Navigraph here, and let me show you my Chrome window. There we go. Give me 1 second to show that on screen. There we go. Okay. All right, so pretty short flight today from Mendoza, Sierra Alpha Mike Echo to Sierra Charlie Echo Lima. That's Santiago, Chile, of course. we're going to do the UMKAL 1 Echo departure. So we'll kind of be going off to the east here because we want to gain as much altitude as possible before turning back out over the Andes, which rise up to well over 20,000 feet en route. And then we'll be climbing high, flight level 280, and then the UMKAL 15 Charlie arrival into Sierra Charlie Echo Lima, Santiago Airport. So that's our game plan. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's go back to the streaming window here, and let's talk through, or let's make sure that everything is inputted correctly here. Oops. Let's make sure everything's inputted correctly here. So, alright, that's all looking good to me. Add Android waypoint, I want to make sure I click on done there. That's all looking good. One last thing I want to do here is make sure I put in my approach procedure. I'm going to anticipate the ILS 17 right if I can get it. Let's see. ILS Yankee 17 right. There it is. ILS Yankee 17 right. Transition Timus. Let's load that up. Let's make sure there's no discos here. No discos. It's all looking good. Alright, fantastic. Let me switch to Unicom here. Windows 200.8. Enter. Transfer. And squawk, let's say 2200. Something appropriately VFR related. And let's see. Nobody on VATSIM yet. But anybody who wants to fly with me is more than welcome to. Oh, we actually do have somebody flying along. So who is that, out of curiosity? Matthew, yeah, you're more than welcome to join. So if you want to join with the Hotstar TBM, absolutely. And actually, if you've got the Hotstar TBM, Matthew, I'm very interested to kind of hear your thoughts on, as we go through the flight, on how it compares. Because there's certain things, right, that we can do a one-to-one comparison on that'll clearly look off, right? So anyway, all ready to go here. So let's go ahead and start taxiing out. Taxi light. Let's turn off the strobes, don't need that just yet. Make sure everything else is set up here correctly. Lap set to takeoff. Okay, let's start talking, or let's start taxiing, and we'll talk along the way as well. All right. Now, one of the weird issues with with the scenery, the default Mendoza scenery from Microsoft, is that for some reason the taxiways and ramp area is not modeled, so all they have here is like a satellite, imagery of the taxiways and the ramp. So I'm kind of like actually taxiing soft field here to get at this really long runway, which is super weird. Anyway, I'm going to take off on 1.8, and that's going to be the plan. All right. Yeah, the ground isn't paved. It's really weird. Okay, let's get going here. Alright, brakes released. I'm gonna start taxiing out. Actually, 1 second before I do that, let's do our departure brief. Forgot to do that, didn't we? Let's very quickly do our departure briefing here. Okay, winds are out of the east. And 1 second, PFD settings. Want to set that to nav1, want to set that to FMS or GPS. Other PFD settings, want to make sure I have wind showing. We still got that weird wind bug there, that sucks. But anyway. Artwork, why don't you, you can slew over if you'd like, Artwork. I'm just going to do my departure briefing here real quick before we get going. Okay. 1 second here. Okay, just going to pull up that taxiway diagram. Alright, here we go. Okay, so winds are out of the east today, I think. Yeah, they are out of the east, so we can take off in either 1.8 or 3.6. I'm going to take off from 1.8. We're here at the terminal, or close to terminal building, so we're going to taxi via Delta Alpha to hold short of 1.8 for departure. UMKAL 1 Echo departure today, off of 1.8, so going to climb on runway heading to 3,000 feet. On the Mendoza 183 radial, then a left turn to intercept the Mendoza 121 radial to Mike Echo 79 or 8, continue on the 20 DME arc to Mike Echo 79er, then on the 087 radial to Mendoza VOR, then onward on the 267 radial to Mike Echo 797 about flight level 240. I might actually not do the full procedure. At some point when I feel like I can definitely make Mike Echo 797 about flight level 240, I'm just going to start turning direct to Mendoza. And after Mike Echo 797 onto UMKAL, this SID does require a minimum climb gradient of 3.9% until Mike Echo 797. Okay, transition altitude is going to be 6,000 feet, and I got all of that. Okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead and hide away Chrome there, and let's get going. Will Dewey, hi, how you doing? James, I'm not sure why. Artwork was saying you thought maybe we could use Discord later as comm. Yeah, we could. Yeah, for the flights in Indonesia and, you know, and in Utah, we can certainly use Discord a little bit, for sure. I'm doing great. Well, thanks for asking. All right, let's start taxiing out here. All right, brake check. Boy, I've got to get a lot of torque in before it'll start moving. All right, starting the taxi here. Actually, we are at the GA ramp, so I'm going down to Golf to Alpha. Mendoza traffic, TBM 321 Tango Bravo, taxiing to 18 via Golf Alpha, Mendoza.
Nice call sign.
Seem to make sense. All right. It's okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's hang a left here onto Alpha. So, Will, did you actually pick up this the simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator? Have you had a chance to play around with the TBM yet? So we got Matthew U4 behind us, who's actually got the hot start TBM. So, yeah, that's the plan. Oh, you're starting the engine. Okay, no problem. No problem there. Are you hot starting the engine is the question, right? I kid. Okay. Will says, you're afraid not, but seen quite a bit of stuff on YouTube about it. Got it, Will. Yeah, it seems like it's a, you know, like I think Microsoft released their stats, right, from the first week and a half or so of usage of the TBM. And, or not the TBM, but the first week and a half of, you know, observing customers use the new flight simulator, and the TBM, I think, was the most popular aircraft by far. You know, it certainly helped, right, that Asobo and Daer are both French companies, so I think just knowing how, no offense, but knowing how the Europeans work, you know, there's a lot of, hey, you know, if we speak the same language, right, in Europe, and if you're from the same country, there's a lot of, it seems like it's much more conducive to getting things mostly right. Okay, all the way down to Alpha here to hold short of 18. Most popular plane by far, absolutely. Absolutely Aviation is actually the one behind me, got it. There's Absolutely. You know, VATSIM is doing a much better job of model matching on this flight, aren't they? The model matching seems like it's really worked out nicely on this flight, because both of them are in TBMs. One of them is not even in the Microsoft Flight Simulator TBM, but in the Hot Start TBM, and is showing as the correct model, so that's great. It is a Southwest taxi, totally. There's nothing wrong with the Southwest taxi. I think it's very, very expedient, you know? It gets you there. it fits in with their want to get away model, right? So okay, let's hold short here of 1-8. Let's do our lineup check real quick. Landing lights coming on, strobes coming on. Ignition to auto. Aux boost pump auto, fuel selector auto. DI systems is required. Pitot heats on, inertial separator on. Trims to take off. Flaps take off. Air conditioning as required. Bleed auto. Fuel gauges imbalance checked. They are in balance. Ammeter checked. EIS checked. CAS checked. Altimeter setting 301. Actually 3009 are now. And instrument departure settings, sit procedure, alt cell, set, transponder squawk, set. Make sure I'm squawking normal here, and actually you got to make sure I follow my flight plan. So let me do that here real quick while I'm waiting on them to do their run up as well. So departure runway, or sorry, departure airport is going to be SAME, destination airport SCEL. Pipe, quite frankly, I couldn't care less. You seem to be hung up on it. I couldn't care less. Okay, alternate airport. We're going to leave that blank. 1945. Time en route is going to be 1 hour approximate. Actually, no, it's going to be less than 1 hour. 15 minutes. Fuel available. Let's put in 1 hour 30 and cruise altitude of 28,000. UMKAL. Oh yeah, totally there, Will. I do like it as well. UMKAL 1 Echo, I think, right? What is the departure procedure? 1 second here. UMKAL 1 Echo, that's correct. UMKAL, actually, UMKAL 5 Charlie. All right, got it. Just going to file that flight plan, so don't forget to do that. And cruise speed is actually going to be 330. There we go. All right, got all that done. Let's put away the V-pilot window there. Let's see where we are. All right, we're going to wait on Matthew to pop up, actually. Who do we have here? We've got Artwork, we've got Absolutely Aviation, and we've got Matthew U4 coming to join us. So we're just going to wait on Matthew U4. Let me hop into drone camera mode here while I'm waiting. Will says efficient fuel isn't cheap. That's true. Fuel isn't cheap. And of course, you know, the TBM runs on Jet A, right? So there you go. Where is... I don't see... Are you already here, Matthew? Artwork was asking how can you change your comm frequency. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. So here, do this. Artwork. Go to Navcom. So you can do this on either your first or second touchscreen. Doesn't really matter. Go to Navcom and you see where it says COM 1 and standby. Let me zoom in a bit more. Go to standby. And actually, you don't even need to click on anything. Just type 122.8 or whatever frequency you're using. Press enter, and you can transfer between the two. So that's how you do that. And feel free to give us a radio check. So I was actually wrong about the model matching in that case, because we've got Artwork and Absolutely here. We don't have Matthew 4 yet. Where is he? I actually don't even see him. Oh, there he is. Okay, got him. Okay, got him. So the model, I was wrong. Model matching does work. That was a double negative there. I was wrong about being wrong. No, Matthew, it works. It works just fine. It works just fine. There you are. We're just going to follow Matthew as he... Is he going to clip the windsock? Is he going to clip the windsock? No, he missed it by that much. He missed it by that much. We're just going to follow... I feel like a bit of a creep here, just kind of following Matthew 4. Alright, it's like herding sheep, right? There you go. Or herding cats, actually, not sheep. These folks are far too independent-minded. Okay, let's get going. Alright, I'm gonna take the lead, obviously. That way we can see everybody's landings. One of the nice things about this is no replay anymore, right? So my landings will not be judged. Yours will. I kid. Herding TBMs. There you go, absolutely. Alright, let's get going. Make sure a final is clear. Indeed, it is. Let's get going. Mendoza traffic, CBM. Mendoza traffic, TBM, 321 Tango Bravo, taking off, runway 18. UMKAL 1 Echo departure, Mendoza. Okay. Alright, just gonna keep it rolling here. That's right, well, I can smash the landing gear and no one will know. That is true. You know, one of the things I'm really surprised about, given the obsession with landing rates in the landing challenges, right? I'm surprised that Microsoft didn't include a landing rate calculator by default. Okay, positive rate, gear coming up. Man, they really got the timing of the landing gear retraction mechanism down right. That's really nicely done. Okay, flaps coming up. Okay. I was supposed to go up to 3,000 feet before turning left, so... Anyway, I'll just follow the FMS guidance there. Okay, we'll accelerate 170 knots here and climb up to flight level 280. Beautiful sunrise here in Argentina. DJ the rule breaker, indeed. I'm gonna catch up on chat here once I can get a chance. I'm kind of glancing back and forth, then whoops, ITT exceeded limits for 1 second, half a second. Calling it the half a second rule. Okay, let's get the yaw damper on, autopilot on, nav on, and let's get flight level change engaged there. Oh boy, is that weird bug still there? Yeah, it's still there. This is so annoying. Flight level change, whenever I engage it now, just, you know, defaults to climbing out at 500 feet per minute. I don't know why. This is a weird bug I've noticed recently. It didn't used to do this before, but now it started doing it all of a sudden.
Para tráfico Mendoza, la zona de Yankee esperando pista T18.
Okay. What did you say there, Mantle U4? I'm not sure. I caught it. No, yeah, the flight level change mode is really screwy. It's just not working the way it's supposed to. Come on. Oh, finally it's working. I gotta keep working it back and forth, and then it finally works. Yeah, I want to climb out at 170 knots. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. James, too, was saying maybe they did it on purpose so you can see the landing rate while doing the challenge. Yeah. That's basically it, right? Will says agreed. Seems the #1 thing people care about in the community. Yeah. I'm really glad that we don't have a replay system yet. Eventually it'll be nice to have one, but as of right now I'm kind of glad we don't have one because... you know, takes the focus off of this weird obsession flight simmers have with landing rates. Okay, altimeter's reset 29902 with true transition, 6,000 feet, right? And as I get closer, about halfway to Mike Echo 79 or 8 there, I'm going to go ahead and go direct to the Mendoza VOR. Okay, inertial separator can come off at this point. We're about 5,000 feet there. Akmal Ananta, how are you? Welcome. Oh, Matthew, you said you were going to announce it in Spanish. Got it. Okay, I missed that earlier. Overrun, who cares? Just a touchdown smooth. There you go. Absolutely. There you go. Okay, one question for Matthew4, who's got the hot start TBM. So my ITT at the moment is indicating about 640 degrees. I think the 900 and the 930 have the exact same PT6 model, correct? Matthew4, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm kind of curious what ITT you're getting at this altitude, and I want to cross-check that with you as we get up to cruise level as well. Okay, True 10,000 here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pulse lights. There we go. Makes us a bit more visible. And let's go ahead and proceed direct Mendoza at this point. No need to go all the way around this, what do you call it? Around this SID departure procedure. Where is Mendoza? There it is. Delta Oscar Zulu. Direct 2. Activate direct 2. Okay, there we go. Turning direct Mendoza at this point. Watch out overhead, folks. those are in fact, watch out overhead. Coming through. Matthew4 says torque 85%. Yeah, so that's what's really screwy about the turboprop engine logic in the default turboprops in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The torque just keeps, going up with altitude, and the ITT keeps going down. Whereas in real life, it's supposed to be the opposite, right? The ITT is supposed to become your governing limit as you gain elevation or altitude. And your torque, in order to keep the torque up, you got to keep pushing up on the throttle or the power lever. So, yeah, that's really screwy. One thing I want to do here, make sure I click on Direct 2 again. That way I'm not constantly chasing that. There we go. Or the autopilot isn't chasing that. Okay.
Radio check, do you copy me?
4x5. I think that was artwork probably, right? So, yeah. Okay, up we go. Akmal, no worries, all good. Yeah, so it should be available in my playlists. Usually I unlist my live streams, just because I don't want it cluttering up my my videos, but you can, you're more than welcome to go into my playlist, and you could probably find it there. But thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit at least, considering it's so late for you in the country of Indonesia. By the way, folks, I actually might have a very, very rare Monday stream coming in. We've obviously got the very long, very long, but we've got the sort of long, holiday Labor Day weekend here in the States, and so I might actually have some time to stream tomorrow. And if I stream tomorrow, what I'm going to do is continue the trip up to Alaska that we streamed on Wednesday night. So I might do continue that and do leg 2 of that, continuing from Squamish up to Bella Coola in British Columbia. So that could be a ton of fun tomorrow, and that'll be on multiplayer as well. So anybody who wants to join in on that one is more than welcome to, just like we did on Wednesday night. Again, it's tentative, not confirmed yet for tomorrow, but quite likely I will be able to do that tomorrow. Artwork was asking, do I fly on? Yes, indeed, Artwork. This is live weather, live time. No, it's not live time. Sorry, it's just live weather. The time is set to sunrise, because that'll give us some really nice views of the mountains as we climb over. Okay, what's your ITT now, Matthew4, in the hot start TBM? I've got 580 degrees. Once again, I just don't get this. You see how far back in the green arc the ITT indicator is? And how and torque is, at 100%. That shouldn't be the case. This white triangle there indicating the ITT should start going closer and closer to the limit as we get higher. Yeah. That's right, Will. Congratulations. By the way, I was kind of waiting for Will to make that announcement, but I want everybody in chat, feel free to give, or not feel free, but make sure to give Will Dewey, our wonderful mod here, and good friend from the UK, make sure to congratulate Will on passing his private pilot check ride in the United Kingdom. So Will is now a freshly minted private pilot. He's going to be working on his CPL instrument, and I'm sure a smorgasbord of other ratings and endorsements and other achievements in the aviation world in the coming years. But make sure to congratulate Will on passing his check ride. But indeed, you can, Will. You have joined a very exclusive club here. Even more exclusive in the UK. but you have joined. You are in good company, my friend. Beautiful sunrise there. Matthew was saying your torque is 90% and your ITT is 714. Yeah, I've got this completely backward. See, I gotta keep pushing up my torque to like 100%, or close to 100% as I can get it. And my ITT stays pretty low. Okay, we're going through flight level 220 here, continuing to climb. Absolutely. Are you flying the Hotstar TBM, or are you flying the MSFS TBM? So, if I understand it correctly, looking at the POH from the TBM 930, or the TBM 930 POH rather, if I understand it correctly, you're supposed to keep torque at close to 100%. All the way up to altitude, right? Or at least within, whatever. There's a chart that shows you what your limits are, but I think 100% is typically the limit for the climb. Absolutely, says default MSFS TBM. That's super interesting. I'm surprised you're able to get it so spot on there. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm worried if I back off the throttle that much, my climb rate is going to go down to almost nothing. So that's why I'm keeping it up a little bit. Okay, we're coming up on the gorgeous Andes Mountains up ahead. Boy, look at this. This is spectacular. So I think that mountain over there, that's the tallest mountain in the Andes, and the tallest mountain in the, whoops, that one right there, I think that's the tallest mountain in the Western Hemisphere, Aconcagua. Not sure how you pronounce it exactly. Will was saying you think so, and at some point in the climb you think you changed from an IAS climb rate to a Mach number climb. Not sure of when or the speed. Looking at the POH, Will, I think the POH said it's Mach 0.4 if I'm not mistaken. But here's the thing, I don't have a Mach readout here at all. so I wouldn't be able to change it to, a Mach climb even if I wanted to. Yeah, so I don't have a Mach, climb there anyway. Not sure if there's an option up here. No, there's... Oh, switch to Mach units. Never mind. It shows Mach 87.456. That doesn't make any sense. So if I click on speed, that changes the readout up top to Mach. But it's giving me Mach 87.456. Oh boy, what has Microsoft done here? What is up with their programming? Okay, we're coming up on flight level 280 here. I should have done my climb check earlier. Okay, all SCEL, flight level 280, altimeter setting as required, 29902. Autopilot, modes checked out, okay. Torque adjustment, ITT, NG.
Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
All within limits. EIS, CAS checked. Pressurization checked. Fuel gauge is checked. Voltmeter, ammeter checked. DI systems as required. Inertial separator is off, not in icing conditions right now, and landing lights in pulse mode. So climb check completed. Shane W, thanks for the high-speed flyby. Welcome aboard. Thanks for following. Make yourself at home, within limits, of course. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're accelerating to our cruise speed here. About 330 knots true airspeed if we can get the aircraft to accelerate to that. And let me check on when I'm supposed to initiate my top of descent here. One second, gotta go to SimBrief. There's my flight plan. Okay, I'm supposed to initiate my descent. It says here about 9 miles from Lausanne, but I'm not sure that's correct because I want to be crossing UMKAL at flight level 240. So about flight level 240, then Lausanne about flight level 180. Okay, yeah, we're probably going to initiate our descent a bit, yeah, a lot earlier than as listed by SimBrief. Okay, anyway, let's get some views here off the majestic Andes. I'm gonna do something here real quick. I'm gonna roll my time back just a little bit so the views are a little nicer. Okay, that way the sun is just above the horizon there. Mach 87 into TBM. That's right, Will. I am record breaking for sure. For sure. Wow, look at the photoreal scenery here. So if you remember, right, for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, back in, was it January or February, we did a stream in the FS Labs A320 and prepared flying the same route from Mendoza to Santiago, not San Diego, Santiago, and the scenery obviously looks way better, right? Look at this in MSFS. Wow, this just looks spectacular. And I'm pretty sure that is the tallest mountain there. Let me look up the pronunciation of Aconcagua. Aconcagua, there we go. Alright, how do you pronounce this? Aconcagua. Oh! Cagua. Blomes1212, how are you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, totally, Blomes. This scenery is fantastic. It's amazing. I guess it's pronounced like agua, right? Like water. So Aconcagua. Aconcagua. I can't pronounce it very well, but there we go. Getting better at pronouncing it. Matthew, for my indicated airspeed is... What is going on here? Why is there... Why are there sunglasses in here? Oh, they, for some reason, put... Why did the models just kind of spawn in there? Not sure. That's super weird. My airspeed, though, I can kind of see through the sunglasses, which I can kind of see around the sunglasses and the headset boom, the mic there. But 213 knots indicated, true airspeed 333, and ground speed at 331. Thanks for the yeah, thanks. I do like the shades. I wish you could actually see something through the shades, but apparently I can't see a thing through the shades. So there you go. Thanks. Yeah, I do. I used to be a Ray-Ban person myself. This is what I look like in real life, folks. Thanks for the compliments. I do appreciate it. Actually, wait, no. This is what I look like in real life. Sorry. Had a little bit of gender confusion there, but this is what I look like in real life. So anyway, you're welcome. There's a face cam right there. Face reveal, exactly. You know, I was thinking about having like a little... I was thinking about starting a little bit of an inside joke here and having, you know, having a stream where I announce a face cam reveal, but really every stream it's a picture of a different celebrity. So we're gonna start with Maverick from Top Gun, right? Because I've got a bit of a Top Gun, fan thing going on. Boy, how do I get rid of this? What is going on here? Why is that there? Matthew Forrest says you have some nasty winds. Matthew, yeah. So that's one of the issues with MSFS is the winds aloft are not modeled. So if you look at the winds aloft here, it's stuck at about 3 knots, and that's a bug outside of Europe in live weather in MSFS as of right now. They're working on fixing it, but it's a serious issue. How do I get rid of this? What is going on? 1 second, I'm just gonna try and reconnect to VATSIM here. That might fix it, hopefully. Yeah, that fixed it. So that's so bizarre. Disconnecting and reconnecting from VATSIM fixed it. Yeah, I don't know why that happened there. But that was your face reveal right there. That was your face reveal. Now I'm back to being anonymous. Ben Montgomery, hi Ben, how you doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. Ben was asking, quick question, where did I buy FS 2020 from? Ben, I bought it from the Microsoft store. I don't know, if Steam is a better option or if the Microsoft store is a better option, but I bought it on the Microsoft store. So that's where I got it from. Now, one of the issues with that, of course, oh boy, who is this? I'm coming up on somebody there in a hurry. I'm just rocketing past somebody there. I don't know who that is. By the way, that is the tallest mountain peak in the Andes right there. Look at that. That's spectacular. Let's go ahead and start our descent here. Going down to flight level 240, vertical speed mode engaged. And we probably should do our approach briefing here. Okay, 2,000 feet per minute. I'm going to bring the power lever back to about 50% on the torque. There we go. And descent has been initiated. Actually, we're past UMKAL at this point, so I want to go ahead and continue my descent down to flight level 180. Okay. All right, let's do our approach briefing here. Will was saying, not sure if that's IFR separation. No, not at all. In fact, that's what I'm wondering, right? Because sometimes when somebody spawns on top of somebody, that's when you see that kind of weird artifact where the interior, the models of the people inside show up. So I'm not sure if I was being trolled there earlier, and if somebody somehow managed to spawn right inside of me. That didn't sound right, but that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. We do have I love how artwork porn's call sign is just Mike Echo, me. I love it. and Matthew Floor was the only one among us that pricked the correct, the most appropriate call sign. He picked a Chilean, aircraft registration there. Charlie, Alpha November Yankee. So Chilean aircraft any. I love the humor that some of my fellow flight sim folks who are flying along on VATSIM right now are bringing to this group flight here. Okay, continuing our descent, we probably should do our approach brief. Let me very quickly catch up on chat before I do that. Well, as Ben saying earlier, Ben was saying, is that the one default on the new computer? Yes, indeed it is, Ben. That's the one. Ben, another option, of course, is to sign up for Xbox Game Pass. I think the first month of Xbox Game Pass is literally just $1. I'm not sure what the price is in the UK, but it's literally just $1 in the States. So that's a way to kind of try out the new sim before you decide what version to purchase. That's another option as well, just to point that out. Shane W was asking, is this a different version of the stock TBM? Shane, the only thing that's different in this version is that I got a little mod from the flightsimulator.com forums that allows me to control the panel light brightness using this knob up top. So the panel light knob. So that really helps when I'm flying the TBM at night in MSFS, because the panel brightness is far too bright. In real life, I think the G3000 has an automatic brightness reducer, that takes into account the ambient lighting outside the airplane and adjusts the lighting of the panels accordingly. But that's not modeled, and as well, there's an option to manually adjust the lighting, I think, in one of the interfaces here, but that's not anywhere to be found in Microsoft rendition of the G3000, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to continue our descent here down to flight level 140 on the other side of Lausanne. And one thing I want to do is go ahead and do my approach briefing. I'm going to catch up on chat here. I did see that, Matthew, that SCEL ground is online. One thing I want to do here is very quickly do my approach briefing. Is there? Yeah, there is an ATIS actually. All right, that's fantastic. That's great. All right, just gonna pull up the appropriate charts, get all that set up. All right, let's do our approach briefing here. All right, Santiago Arturo Merino Benite Airport. ATIS information: Lima is current. Surface winds 170 at 7 knots, so favoring landing to the south there on the 17s. Variable between 050 and 220 degrees. Ceilings and visibility okay. Temperature 21, dew point 4, QNH 1015. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise we have information Lima and position on first contact, IFR. Okay, all that is good. We got Lima. All right, and we're going to be arriving via the UMKAL 5 Charlie arrival today. Let's go ahead and brief that arrival routing real quick here. Okay, room window pulled up. Okay, over UMKAL flight level 240 onto Lausanne about flight level 180 between Echo Lima 449 or between 170 and 140. Onto Safil, maximums 250 knots about flight level 110. Onto Ugola, 8,500 feet. Echo Lima 221, about 7,500. Then on to Timus at about 7,000. Transition level by ATC. What is the typical transition level for Santiago, do you think there, Matthew, for? I'm curious. At Timus, we're going to join the ILS Yankee 17 right approach. So, one second here. Let me go ahead and roll my altitude selector down a bit further, since we're crossing over Echo Lima 449er. So let's go down to flight level 110 there. There we go. Sucks to do this all manually because the VNAV function is not modeled yet in the autopilot. But anyway, ILS Yankee 17 right approach, frequency 111.1. Final approach course 176. Temis 22 DME. At 7,000 down to 5,000 past Temis. Setpa 11 DME is where we intercept the glide slope. Then final approach fix at 4.5 DME across the 3,000 feet. Decision altitude is 1,751 feet. I'm going to write that down so I can put that in later. And runway visual range of 750 meters or visibility minimum of 0.8 kilometers. MSA within 25 nautical miles to Santiago VOR, 19,000 feet. That is the craziest MSA to airport elevation contrast you've ever seen, right? 19,000 foot MSA and airport elevation of 1,555 feet. That is just nuts. Okay, but in case we need to go missed, we're going to climb on heading 176 to 1 DME, then turn to a heading of 160, climbing to 5,000 to intercept the the Santiago 176 radial direct to PEF4 and enter hold or as directed by ATC clearance. VOR and DME required. Okay, we got everything we need here. Let me go ahead and continue my descent here real quick, and we'll get back to approach briefing. I'm going to continue down to, whoops, I'm going to continue down to 8,500. Okay, let me go back to the approach briefing here. 1 second. Okay, obviously going to be landing, flaps landing configuration, 17 right, 85 knots over the threshold. We're gonna high-speed taxi all the way down to either, to uniform, and then we're gonna taxi via Zulu to, I think this is where the general aviation parking is, right here. So we're gonna try and taxi down there and see what ground is okay with. I think this is where general aviation parking is, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm gonna catch up on chat here. Let's go ahead and hide that away. Departure briefing is complete. Or approach briefing is complete. Alright. Okay, coming up on Ogola, one thing I gotta make sure I do here real quick is, whoops, a little bit of stuttering going on here, unfortunately, with the sim, but I gotta make sure I tune in Nav1. Its frequency is 111.1. 1111, enter, and let me go ahead and swap that frequency there. There we go. Alright. Let's go back, and I want to go to PFD here, set my minimums. Barrow ref, and minimum is 1,751 feet there for the decision altitude. Okay, that's it. Alright, back to the MFD, back to flight plan. Oh boy, too much to do. Especially on such a short flight. Okay, let's continue our descent here all the way down to 7,000 feet. Okay, synchronize the heading bug. And I'm sorry I didn't show you enough views of the fantastic scenery here, but we are on the other side of the Andes here. Look at that, spectacular. I think that's a mine below us, right? You can see some tailing ponds. Yeah, that's a mine. Wow, beautiful scenery. Okay, coming up on 7,000 here. I'm gonna shallow my rate of descent a little bit. Alright, let me catch up on chat here. Matthew 4 was saying transition level is 11,500. Okay, so I've reset the altimeter there. And what was the local altimeter setting once again? It was QNH was 1015. What is that? What is that in inches of mercury? I'm not sure. I've just reset it to using the B command there, using the B key. Okay, 7,000. All right. Gonna level off here, go about 200 knots. Anybody else online yet in terms of ATC? No, just ground. I'm gonna set ground there in standby. 122.5. There we go. Boy, I'm not sure why I have these stutters every once in a while, but it's super annoying. Okay, I missed a ton here. Sorry about that. Ben was saying you just got a new PC in your Amazon basket, so you think you might go for it. Awesome, Ben. That is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and descend now down to 5,000 feet. Vertical speed mode. Let's go to heading select, heading bug, and switch to nav 1 there. And we can go ahead and go into approach mode. There we go. Localizer capture. 19 DME here. So just 19 miles out. I'm going to make a radio call at 15 miles out. There we go. But Ben was saying you got a new PC in your Amazon basket, so you think you might go for it. Absolutely, Ben. Yeah, I think you could, if you can afford to get a good, you know, like even a modest PC will run the sim pretty well, and it should run it really well, especially with some of the new performance upgrades that are supposed to be coming in. So in terms of some of the optimization that's coming to the sim that Microsoft has announced, right? So even with a modest system, it should work pretty well. So if you got the money, I strongly recommend going for it, because it is a groundbreaking sim in my point of view. It does take some getting used to. There are a few oddities and weirdness. There are a few really weird things about this sim. And there are some bugs, obviously, with the release version. But one of the good things, obviously, is Microsoft is working on fixing it. And I really think this is going to be, the preferred platform of choice for everybody in the next couple of years once the payware study-level aircraft have come out. Okay. 14 miles out here. Altimeter is 29097. Thank you there, Matthew4. It's going to reset that. 29097. Set. Let's see. Ben was saying in 2 weeks you'll be flying the A321neo for the first time. That is awesome, Ben. That's going to be fantastic. Ben, the A321 at all? Like the old CEO version? Because I'm kind of curious about your thoughts on that. I think you mentioned you've flown the A319 and the A320 already, so that's super awesome. Which one is your favorite so far between the A319 and the A320? Okay, you can see the glide slope indicator starting to move down there. Getting ready to capture the glide slope here. I'm going to slow down to 180 knots. Let's get the inertial separator on. Let's go through our approach check. Altimeter set, minimum set, comm nav GPS set, pressurization checked, fuel gauge is checked, voltmeter ammeter checked, DI systems as required, not required, inertial separator is coming on, and landing lights should have come on earlier. But we are in pulse, so it's fine. Anyway, I'll turn off pulse and go landing lights on. I'm gonna fly this approach here at about 180 knots until about 70 ME, and then I'll slow down to my approach speed. Santiago traffic, second, acknowledge the master caution. Santiago traffic, TBM 9030, direction TBM 321 Tango Bravo, 9 mile final, 17 right, Santiago. Monster Cake, hi, how you doing? Monster Cake was asking, am I thinking of upgrading to a new RTX 30 series GPU? Indeed I am, Monster Cake. So I'm quite likely going to go for the RTX 3080. That looks pretty good. And, if I ever go for the 3090, what I might do is just go ahead and, just buy a completely new system, right, and build my own completely new PC. But I think, my system should be able to handle the 3080 just fine. So that's quite likely what I'm going to be going for. Okay, coming into land here. Let's go ahead and start slowing down at this point. Got the runway in sight. Ben was saying going for a pre-build. Ben, that is what I did as well. I don't know anything about building a PC either, so when I got my PC, I had it built. And it worked out pretty well, Forget the name of the company that, the folks that build this gear coming down there. Let's slow down. I forgot the name of the folks that built this, but it's pretty good, got to pick all the components I wanted. The price was reasonable, so and this was 4 years ago, of course. It still handles, things pretty well. Noun, my sim is hi, first of all, Noun, hope you're doing well. But my sim, or not my sim, but my PC is 4 years old at this point. So it's got the old i7 6700K. Let's get a notch of flaps out there. I think below 150 knots I can start extending flaps. But I've got the old i7 6700K, which actually can be overclocked to 4.6. But I've downgraded the overclock a bit to 4.2, and I've got 16 gigs of RAM. I'm going to be upgrading that pretty soon to 32 gigs, and I've got I've got the GTX 980 Ti as of right now, so it'll be a nice upgrade to bring that up to you know, to 10 gigabytes with the 3080 when that comes out.
Santiago traffic, November 1, Sierra Zulu, TBM, 5 mile final for 17 right.
Yeah,
Santiago
Monster, for
traffic.
sure. It is going to be a massive upgrade. Hopefully my PC doesn't blow up. It shouldn't, but hopefully it doesn't blow up. Santiago traffic, TBM 321 Tango Bravo, 2 mile final, 17 right. We'll stop. Santiago. Okay, here we go. On-short final here. 85 knots. Let's disconnect the autopilot, disconnect the yaw damper, flight director off. And let's take over here. Boy, the trims and controls are super sensitive. I just can't figure out that sweet spot in terms of sensitivity settings on my joystick, unfortunately. Getting a little low there, but that's fine. We're on short final below 200 feet, so we're all good. And I can afford to land long here, by the way, because it's a long rollout for me to get to the taxiway that I wanted anyway. So I'm not going to cut the power until I'm over the markers there. Super long runway, and I don't want to hold up the folks behind me. Okay, power to idle. Touchdown. And I'm not going to use reversers. I'm just going to kind of let it roll out here. Because I've got a long way to go. In fact, I'm going to get some power in. Because I've got a long rollout here. Matthew 4 was saying earlier, someone's above you. Oh no. Were you getting trolled or something there, Matthew? Not sure. Ben was saying you've done the A319, A320, and Neo as well. You flew the A319 the whole day today. Love the A320, just feels so stable. Your captain today says the A321 feels so stable apparently that but something on the brief, I'm not sure I caught that last part there, Ben. Okay, we're coming up on uniform here. There it is. Let's get the flaps up. And apologies for the stuttering there. The sim kind of stuttered for some reason.
Santiago traffic, TBM November 1, 22 Sierra Zulu on final 17 right. Santiago traffic.
Good call there, Noun. Or not Noun, sorry, but absolutely.
Santiago traffic, FedEx 590 has taxiing to runway 17 right is the Kilo Golf Zulu Victor.
Okay, I'm going to contact Santiago ground here, 122.5, 1 second. Transfer. Alright. Santiago ground, good afternoon. TBM 321 Tango Bravo. Exited 17 right on uniform. Looking for taxi to southwest parking.
November 2, 321 Tango Bravo, good day, sir. Good day, your taxi via Uniform Golf, Sierra Hotel, India.
Taxi by Uniform Golf, Sierra Hotel, India for TBM 321 Tango Bravo, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead, go taxi there. Strobes off. And let's get the pitot heats off as well. Okay, that was a pretty long taxi instruction. Uniform Golf, Sierra Hotel. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna have to stop here to check. Uniform Golf, Sierra Hotel, India. Oh, okay. GA parking is actually up a little bit. Okay, I was completely mistaken on where GA parking is. Okay, Uniform Golf, got it. Okay. Straight ahead onto Golf. We're gonna have Sierra coming up here, the next left. Okay, there it is. Okay, here we are. This is Sierra. and Sierra down a hotel.
Good afternoon, FedEx 590, request a taxi to runway 17 right.
FedEx 590. Good evening, sir. Please stand by.
Okay, down hotel to India. All right.
Roger, FedEx 590.
That sounded like a pretty complex taxi instruction. It actually wasn't that bad at all. You know, I had one of those experiences, right, where you're just quickly like fumbling around for your pen and a piece of paper. As soon as he started saying more than two taxiway alphabets there, when he said Uniform Golf Sierra, I was like, oh crap, better get a pen and a piece of paper. All right, here we are. This is India. Gonna hang our left onto India. Awesome. I'm sorry I couldn't see everybody else's landings, but we're just too many buildings in the way. I'll get into drone mode here in a second. Okay.
Muy buenas tardes, el Panamá Yankee abandonando por Uniform, solicitamos plataforma aerocontal.
Al Panamá Yankee, muy buenas tardes. Continúen su rodaje vía Uniform Golf Sierra Hotel India.
Hey, we're gonna get company.
Un Uniform Golf Sierra Hotel India para la Panamá Yankee.
Correcto.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and park here. All right, I'm gonna catch up on chat here as soon as we're parked. All right, this is looking good. You know, by the way, I'm kind of curious. Does anybody else have stuttering issues? I've heard that one possible solution to the stuttering issues is to turn off the rolling cache in your data options under settings. I'm not sure if anybody's tried that. I'm kind of curious if anybody has, if that has helped reduce the amount of stuttering. Because every time the stutter occurs, I can hear my CPU fan just going through the roof. You know, like it's super loud. So
information mic number.
CPU is working really, really hard during those stutters. So I can imagine that something is being, you know, loaded or saved or something. I think it might be a rolling cache issue. I'm not sure. Anyway, let me catch up on chat here. I know I missed a ton. Ben was saying, ran out of tech space on the brief for the A321neo. You have to consider the length. Yeah, totally. That makes sense, right? It's a good reminder to have. You know, I know that some of the carriers, right, in the U.S., like American Airlines, they actually have this is Matthew U4, by the way, but they actually have a little placard on the glare shield that says, you know, warning. Tail strike, you know, or caution tail strike, right? so that's a good reminder to have that you're flying an A321, since you can jump between, you know, different aircraft, you know, in the A320 series family during a typical day or whatever, right? But once again, we're following Matthew U4. Where's everybody else? Not sure. Did we miss other people? What happened to artwork and I think that's artwork there, right? Yeah, that might be artwork or Absolutely Aviation. Oh, sorry, actually, there's Absolutely. I think he's right behind me. There he is. Okay, but I missed a question earlier. It was, who was asking that question? Noun was asking, aren't custom sceneries kind of obsolete with MSFS? Noun, unfortunately, they are not. So Microsoft has made all the terminal buildings and, you know, airport buildings at some of these large airports, except for the handcrafted airports, all these buildings are generic. So they bear, you know, somewhat of a resemblance, obviously, to the terminal layout of the actual
ground, do you copy me?
Airport. You know, so this is somewhat resembling the actual Santiago airport, although there's a lot of new stuff that's missing. But, you know, obviously you can tell there's still an opportunity for Latin VFR or whoever, you know, to make an add-on airport scenery. So I think it looks like the only two markets that exist for sceneries nowadays with MSFS are either airport sceneries or landscape, landmarks, not landscape, but landmark sceneries. So there's a number of cities in the world that don't have photogrammetry data. And so you have folks like Orbex and Drzeżeki that are doing landmarks, sceneries to fill in those missing landmarks. A good example is, you know, London City.
Santiago, go ahead.
Orbex had some missing landmarks for that filled in, and as well you have Washington D.C., which had pretty much every landmark missing with the exception of the Lincoln Memorial. You've got Drzeżeki filling in those missing landmarks as well. Okay, everybody's taxiing in here. We're just going to wait on... I think Artwork is the one remaining to taxi in here. But let's go through a shutdown checklist here while we're at it. Oh, that's that message you're seeing there. That's from Artwork, actually. Mike Echo. All right, let's go through a shutdown checklist here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, parking brake is set. External lights, taxi light can be turned off. Internal lights is required. Fuel selector to manual. Autopilot trim's coming off. Air conditioning can come off. Bleeds can come off. Throttle to flight idle for 2 minutes. We've already had it in flight idle for 2 minutes, so we can go into low idle now for 15 seconds. And you can see as soon as I move it into low idle, the ITT starts rising. That also should not be the case, right? That also I don't think should be the case. Yeah, the ITT just starts rising like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, low idle for 15 seconds, then cut off. Inertial separator can be turned off as soon as I've moved the throttle control into cutoff. Master warning acknowledged there. And CAS message, make sure that aux boost pump on is shown. Indeed it is. Then we can turn off the aux boost pump up here. And generator can be turned off. And wait until the inertial separator is fully retracted before I turn off the battery source. So just going to give it about another 20 seconds or so for the inertial separator to fully retract, and then I'll turn off the battery source. Might as well turn off the nav lights as well. By the way I was taught, at least the rules in my flying club, is turn off all electrical switches. Like, you know, but this of course is small, you know, piston engine airplanes, but turn off all your lights, nav lights, strobe lights, beacon, etc. before you shut down the engine to avoid or to limit kind of, you know, or to increase the life of all your electrical components. I'm not sure if anybody else has that rule in real life while they're flying. I'm talking like small single-engine airplanes here. But kind of seem to make sense. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off the source now. Inertial separator should be fully retracted. Okay, battery to off. We are shut down, folks. Just gonna wait on Artwork to show up. He should be here in... There he is. He's racing here. He is moving along in a hurry. Oh wait, did he miss the turn? Artwork, no! You missed the turn! You missed the turn. You want to go back. You missed the turn. It's back here, Artwork. Alright, let's see, what else did I miss here in chat? Ben was saying you were in Keflavik, Iceland. One second. You were in Keflavik, Iceland this morning, and oh yeah, I can totally imagine there, Ben. That's super cool. Did they have snow on the ground in Keflavik yet, or is that a bit later in the year? Absolutely, yeah. That absolutely was saying whenever you transmit, you just forget everything you needed to say. Yeah, absolutely. That is a common sort of thing that happens, you know, when you're first learning how to transmit on the radio. If you fly in real life, you know, I strongly recommend going to a flight school where you're flying, you know, where the flight school is at an airport with a control tower. You know, preferably within, you know, near Class Charlie or Class B. That's even better. But at least, you know, if you're learning how to fly, make sure you fly or go to flight school with an airport, at an airport with a control tower. That way you can really kind of learn how to get over that little bit of stage fright that you have in your first learning how to use the radio. But yeah, it takes a little while to overcome sometimes. It can take a little while to overcome. But essentially, right, it's really straightforward, right? Essentially, it's, the sequence of things that you say. It's who are you talking to, who am I, and what are you trying to communicate, right? So essentially, if you're flying in controlled airspace, like you're talking to ground just now, ground gives you an instruction. All you're going to do is say, you don't even need to announce the name of the control anchor. Actually, the only time you need to announce the name of who you're talking to is your first call up on that frequency if you're talking to a controller. But typically, you're first calling them up. You'd say Santiago ground. Here we are. 321 Tango Bravo. This is where we're at, and here's what we're looking for. Then it'll give you an instruction. At that point, all you need to say is read back and your call sign. So, taxi via Uniform Golf Sierra Hotel India to General Aviation Parking, 321 Tango Bravo. So that's, it's relatively straightforward. You'll get the hang of it. Okay, all right. So thanks so much for flying on VATSIM, folks. Now we're going to go over to Indonesia, and I'm going to hop on multiplayer here. Sorry, I just disconnected from, just to let you all know, I just disconnected from VATSIM. But I am going to go into the main menu here, and I'm going to hop on multiplayer, and we're going to go to Indonesia. I'm going to tell you which airport we're going to load up at, and you're all welcome to join me. We're going to go try and find the largest gold mine in the world. So chances are, anybody that's used any electronic device in the past few years, some amount of material in your electronic device has probably come from where we're going to fly today in Indonesia. So we're going to go to Indonesia. We're going to look for an airport with the identifier Whiskey Alpha Charlie Zulu, Bioga Airport. We're going to set that as departure. And I strongly recommend the Cessna Grand Caravan for this, because we're going to have to get pretty high, and we need a turboprop. A turboprop that preferably has short field performance. So I recommend the Grand Caravan, and yeah, the weights are just fine. Okay, so that's what I'm going to recommend. Bioga Airport, I'm going to set my time to... Actually, we can set it to, let's see. Where does that put me at? Not that close to sunset. There we go. That's a little better. Around 4 o'clock or so. That should do it. And I want to make sure I load up in multiplayer here, so I'm going to go to all players. So anybody who's in chat who's got MSFS or if you've got ortho scenery for this part of Indonesia, I'm going to show you where we're at in a second. In X-Plane 11, you're more than welcome to join us as well, because if you got ortho, you should be able to see this amazing mine that we're going to fly over. Okay. So got that set to all players. Let me show you where I'm at. Gotta increase the... Boy, it's hard to see, isn't it? But, okay. It's really hard to see, but here, let me show you this in Google Maps. It might be easier. Close off Navigraph charts and SimBrief. Don't need that anymore. Let me show you where we're going, actually. Yeah, this is amazing. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to switch to my Chrome window. Okay, let me show you where we're going. We're going to this place called the Grasberg mine. It is the largest open pit gold mine in the world. It's way high. Like, I think it's, almost 10,000 feet up. And the mine itself, look at this image. It actually goes down into the ground about 5,000 feet. So it's nearly a mile deep, this mine. It's just amazing. So it's in Indonesia. It's in Papua, so you got Papua New Guinea here, and the western side of that island, that's Papua, Indonesia, and we're pretty much right in the middle of the island here. So we're going to be flying from Whiskey Alpha Charlie Zulu, which is somewhere to the southeast slightly of Grasberg Mine. So we're going to try and find Grasberg Mine here. That's the plan. Okay. Back to MSFS streaming. I'm gonna set my time to about 3:20, let's say, and I might need to change my flight conditions, by the way, to like few clouds or something. So we'll see how bad the live weather is once we actually load up, and if we need to, we'll reset the time. But this should be fun. Anybody who wants to fly along is more than welcome to on multiplayer. Absolutely, sis. You're starting to fly out of Centennial, which you're pretty sure is, yeah, if it's not Class Bravo, it's pretty close to Class Bravo, right? You got Denver right there. So, yeah, Centennial, it's probably right under one of the shelves of the Class Bravo. So, yeah, that should be fun there. Absolutely. Super cool. Absolutely, what are you learning to fly in? And one of the things that's super cool about where Absolutely is flying, of course, is you got all those high density altitude considerations, right? Up in Denver. So that should be super fun and interesting. I can't imagine learning to fly up at high density altitude like that. That's super cool. Okay, ready to fly. Live weather is not going to work, obviously, so I'm going to switch to let's say few clouds. That's better, because if we do live weather, we're not going to be able to see anything. And I'm going to slew myself here off the runway, so that way everybody else can load in. All right. Whoops, a little bit more. There we go. All right, we'll give folks a chance to load in here. I'm going to very quickly show name tags. That way you can see everybody. So I'm going to go to traffic here, show traffic nameplates. That way we can see who all are flying along. Okay, there's Absolutely Aviation. If I remember correctly, that's your call sign, right? Absolutely, it's Cloud Payload 4. Alright, so we're just going to hang out here for a little bit and give folks a chance to load in. But here we are, we're 7,000 feet up already, by the way, on this tiny little bush strip in the middle of Papua in Indonesia. Got mountains all around us, and that mountain there that you see in the distance, I think that mountain rises up to about 16,000 feet. Like, it's super high. Some of the highest mountains in Southeast Asia, I think, are up here in Indonesia. But super amazing. Alright, so we just got Cloud Payload 4. Anybody else flying along? Will says pretty sure that was within VFR minimums. Will, what are VFR minimums in the UK? This does not sound correct to me. pretty sure that was definitely not VFR minimums. But thanks for suggesting that. Will Dewey, ladies and gentlemen, is a freshly minted private pilot, just so you all know, and he thought that was VFR minimums earlier. Artwork says you're loading. Okay, no worries. By the way, for those of you who are wondering once again what the call sign was, it's Whiskey Alpha Charlie Zulu. Or not the call sign, sorry. The airport identifier is Whiskey Alpha Charlie Zulu. Okay, let me catch up on chat. I know I missed a ton. Ben, I'm sorry I missed that earlier, but hope to see you back in a few once you get some food for sure. Matthew, absolutely. Matthew, thanks for flying along with us. Always nice to have a local from some of these interesting parts of the world fly along with us. So Matthew 4, for those of you who don't know, is a real-world pilot from Chile. Matthew, I think if I remember correctly, you've flown the PC-6, right? One of the Pilatus aircraft. I'm not sure which one, but I think it was either the PC-6 or the PC-12. You mentioned that a long time ago, but thanks for flying along with us, Matthew. It was a lot of fun for sure. Okay, there is Artwork Porn loading up. Anybody else want to fly along? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Ben, absolutely. Oh, actually, wait. We did add a shirt on Discord already, right, Ben? So that's good. Ben was saying you built your hours in Florida. Nice wee trip for a few weeks and flying every day. Absolutely. That sounds super cool. I got to learn more about Ben's flying in Florida. I actually didn't know he flew there. Will was saying you passed your skills test with that incredible knowledge. There you go. You know, I got to tell you, aviation regulations are, you know, it's not exactly the easiest stuff in the world to remember. You know, I'm not sure if you've folks in other parts of the world use the acronym Tomato Flames to remember, you know, your VFR equipment requirements, you know, daytime equipment requirements, and your VFR night flying equipment requirements, right? So, Tomato Flames flaps. It's like the most useless acronym in the world because it's so hard, you know, if you're just like a weekend warrior private pilot, you know, who doesn't live it every day, right, to remember what all of those different letters stand for, you know, like tachometer, airspeed indicator, etc. It's super hard to remember if you don't live it every day. Okay, I think that's it. So we got 3 people flying along. Should be fun anyway. So let me make sure I set everything up here for the takeoff. Condition lever can go to high idle, prop full, and let's go ahead and take off. Artwork, yeah, I'm not sure why you're showing us a TBM artwork, but it's no worries at all. You know, it's all good because we're going to be far enough away from each other where, you know, it might not actually make that much of a difference, so it's no big deal. Why did you disappear, Artwork? I'm not sure why you disappeared there. Artwork says you actually fly the oh yeah, that's right. Shane W says you'll spawn on me after loading. Okay. Shane, yeah, you can spawn on me, or you can spawn on any one of us here if you want to fly along with us, if that's what you mean. Let's see, what else did I miss here? Absolutely says we can't fly if it's over 90 degrees. Oh yeah, I can imagine, right? Because it's really, really, what's the right term for that? Like high and hot, right? In Denver, if it's over 90 degrees. Okay, he's popping back into existence there. So let's get going here. Anybody that wants to fly along, feel free. By the way, I'm on the West USA server, so I'm not sure if people who are flying on different servers can see each other. Is that confirmed, by the way? Can people who are flying on different servers actually see each other or not? Okay, so let me explain the game plan. The mine that we're flying to is super close. It's almost straight ahead. So here's what we're going to do. Let me hop back into drone camera mode. We're going to climb straight ahead, try and climb. What I'm going to do actually is try and take off within this very, very short runway at 7,000 feet up. And we're going to turn left and slightly to the left, about 10 degrees to the left, and climb about this hill. Then we'll turn right to try and climb just to the right, or the left rather, of that mountain there. That mountain is the one I'm talking about. And just on the other side of the that range, that little ridge, starting from that mountain, there should be a river that'll lead us straight into the mine. So just follow me, and we should be able to find it just fine. Hopefully. I have an infamously terrible sense of direction, as people who know me can attest. So we'll see how we do. Okay, let's get going here. Parking brakes released. I'm gonna taxi on. I'm gonna try and use as much of the runway as I can, so I'm gonna backtrack all the way here. Absolutely says you just crashed. Artwork, oh, you didn't see us in the Western Europe server. Yeah, so I think we have to be in the same server in that case. Artwork says you changed the server accidentally. Will show up in a minute. Okay, no worries. Artwork, or not Artwork, but absolutely, are you intending to take off first? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I recommend using the entire length of the runway because this is... It doesn't look that short, but it's actually a super short runway. Okay, there goes absolutely. Alright. So we'll let absolutely take off. There we go. Then I'm going to take off. I'm going to hold the brakes here. Let torque develop as much as possible. All the way in the red there. There we go. That's better. Backing off the torque. There we go. Oh boy, this runway is starting to look super short. Airborne. Gonna shoot the gap between these trees here. There we go. Oh boy. Huge bump at the end. Yeah, there's a ski jump at the end. It's not a bump, it's a ski jump. It's like, you know, some of those aircraft carriers, right? Aircraft carriers in the UK are like that. You got a little ski jump at the end to get you airborne. Alright, so feel free to follow me here. I'm gonna try and get us pointed in the right direction. Okay, flaps coming up. And does anybody know the prop RPM setting here during the climb? Not sure what it is. Just gonna have it full forward for now. Alright, let's head over to find this place. Alright, let's see what else did I miss in chat here. Boy, this airplane is climbing super sluggish here. Super sluggish climb rates. Alright. Can you imagine, you know, being a bush pilot in this part of the world? Like you see, you know, some of these television shows, right? Featuring pilots who fly out here. I mean, my God. You know, really short bush trips at 7,000 feet up, you know, at 7,000 feet altitude. Holy cow. Some of the toughest place, one of the toughest places to fly in the world for sure. And I can imagine every once in a while, right? Because this might be the closest airstrip to the mine. Every once in a while, folks that need to get to the mine might actually fly in and out of this airstrip. Which is just nuts. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start heading towards that mountain there and just continue climbing. We want to gain as much altitude as possible here because, like I mentioned, we might be up at, you know, 16,000 feet while we're looking at the mine, because the mine is really, really high up. Oh, look at this. Could you even imagine, you know, just 2 years ago, having a sim that lets you just kind of explore the world like this? I mean, holy cow. Look at this place. Could you imagine just 2 years ago, before Microsoft made their announcement, you know, being able to do this without spending a tremendous amount of time on ortho or on, oh boy, this might not have been a great idea. Without, oh boy. I'm gonna try and get over this ridge here. Could you imagine, you know, without spending a tremendous amount of time on creating the ortho, or on, you know, paying a ton of money to get, you know, like some kind of True Earth something, you know, some True Earth scenery, being able to fly like this. It's just amazing. No, you got it, absolutely. I think we made it by the skin of our teeth. Okay, I think we need to go past this next ridge up ahead, and then we'll find it. Blooms1212 was saying one thing that never gets old is just the amount of trees the sim renders. It's still, yeah, that's true. You know, that's one of the amazing things, right? You remember in P3D, and heck, even X-Plane 11, right? You had this, in P3D, you had these settings for autogen density, scenery complexity, autogen trees density, right? All that stupid stuff in P3D. In X-Plane 11, I think you had, like, number of objects. Okay, here, actually, we don't need to go past the next ridge. The mine is right up here, so we're going to turn right here. You can actually see some of the tailings, right, from the mine. So if you ever see water that's really kind of weirdly colored, you know, super bright, that's usually due to kind of some of the tailings from, you know, the minerals in the mine, right? So we're going to see some tailing ponds along the way here as we get closer to the mine. But yeah, just follow me and we're going to come up on the mine here in no time. So I'm going to keep climbing here. Look at this. But yeah, the mine is right on the other side of those two rises right there. All right. Yeah, totally. So coming back to what Bloms was saying, yeah, it is really amazing. Like, you know, I think every tree, more or less, right, in some of the photogrammetry cities is exactly where it's supposed to be. Every building is where it's supposed to be. It's really amazing, yeah, how well it runs considering that. That's the benefit of having, you know, next generation technologies, right? So that's the generation, or sorry, that's the benefit of finally having a next generation sim that really takes advantage of, current hardware. Versus, you know, P3D, which just basically went off of FSX and the ESP engine. Okay, there's the mine up ahead. You know, obviously the layers in the mine are not well defined, but it's still pretty good. And there is that 1 mile deep hole right there. So it's really amazing, even if it doesn't look exactly like the real thing, you know, with all the, the layers that you would have in real life, it still looks amazing. That you actually have this relatively obscure, feature actually modeled in the sim. So there's the mine down there. So I'm just going to kind of fly circles around it to get higher. Now, of course, there's no trees in the mine, but that's just because, Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't know quite what to do with some of the, I guess, with this terrain. But it's still pretty impressive. And what's our elevation right now? We're nearly 14,000 feet up, folks. Look at this place. There's Bloom's 1212 flying along with us. Fantastic. Joey Pete was asking, did I ever watch Ryan at Missionary Bush Pilot on here? He flies these kinds of flights in Papua New Guinea. Yeah, I think I have seen a couple of his videos there, Joey Pete. Yeah, he's got some fun ones for sure. I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple of his videos. And they fly further to the east, right, in Papua New Guinea. Holy cow, look at this place. Okay, there's Absolutely Aviation, Shane W, and Artwork Porn. And we've got Bloom's 1212 catching up to us in a hurry here. And looks like we've got somebody else joining in. I feel like the higher we get, the better this will look. Because up close, it doesn't look that great. Because it just basically overlays, the photorail scenery, the photorail textures on top of kind of these, relatively smooth curves, right? Where it thinks the mountains are. Instead of being a bit more accurate and actually modeling the layers in the mine. But wow, look at this. So I was reading up on this. The Grasberg mine apparently is the world's largest open pit gold mine and the second largest copper mine in the world. So pretty much, most of the electronics in the world probably have some materials that have been sourced right here at this mine. So the computer that you might be playing this game on right now might actually have materials that came from right here, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. Joey was saying he flies a Kodiak. Oh yeah, that's super awesome. Yeah, Kodiaks are fun. Basically, they're like Grand Caravans, essentially, right? A bit more capable, perhaps, in terms of their STOL performance than the Grand Caravan. Will was saying you have to go. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And yeah, I am going to plan on enjoying my Labor Day weekend as much as I can. We're suffering through another unfortunate heat wave this weekend as well, which makes going outdoors not as pleasant or as fun as it should be. But I'm going to try and have a good Labor Day weekend for sure. But thanks for hanging out with us, Will. You take care, and hopefully we'll catch you next time. Once again, since it is Labor Day weekend, quite likely I'm going to be streaming once again tomorrow, either in the afternoon or the evening, because I have a bit more time. And so we might have a really, really rare Monday stream where we continue our long tour up to Alaska. Last time we stopped in Squamish, British Columbia, so if we stream again tomorrow, we might quite likely continue from Squamish on to Bella Coola and really do some mountain flying and some true bush flying in the X-Cub. Wow. It's really quite something. I'm going to take a screenshot here. Look at the mountains around here. We're currently at an elevation of 16,500 feet. It's pretty impressive. Okay, here's the question. Should we, actually, you know what? I wanted to do a bit of bush flying in Utah in the canyons, once again on multiplayer. So what I wanted to do was, I'm just going to stop the flight in midair here, actually, once I get high enough to get a pretty good screenshot that I'm happy with. But I'm going to stop this flight in the air as opposed to returning all the way back to the airport we took off from. And that way we can do, you know, at least a couple of hops between some, you know, dirt strips in the Canyonlands of Utah. And that should be a ton of fun. So Blooms 1212 and I actually were talking on Discord yesterday because we were actually got to ask Blooms this, but we were testing out this SCEL drag racing course. I'm not, you know, how many of you that are in chat today haven't seen either the live stream that I had on Wednesday Night Live or haven't seen the actual, you know, the VOD of the live stream? Because I tried out this SCEL drag racing course on stream at Dead Cow Airstrip for the High Sierra Fly-In, which was super fun. And Blooms and I were kind of practicing that a little bit just for fun and laughs yesterday. And if Blooms is up for it, we might do a little demo of that if we have some time towards the end of the stream. But yeah, I think I'm going to get my final screenshot here. Just going to bug out to the west just a little bit. Blom says, yeah, you're keen. Awesome. Yeah, we'll demo that real quick in that case. We might demo that real quick. Actually, you know what, Blooms, let's demo that first, and then we'll do canyon flying in Utah. We'll just do, you know, like one or two, you know, quick runs around the drag racing course. All right. Let me get my screenshot here. Boy, look at that. From up here, you know, this high up, it actually looks like you've got distinct layers down there. Wow, look at that. Just amazing. All right, folks. I am going to end this flight here, actually, and I'm going to hop over into the Zlin Shock Ultra, and Blooms and I will very quickly demo this drag racing course. Portland Aviation, we were in Papua, Indonesia, and we were flying over a place called the Grasberg mine, which is the largest gold mine in the world. Surprisingly enough, it's actually modeled in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is pretty amazing. Okay, I'm gonna hop into this Lin Ultra here. Shock Ultra. My my OCD there is acting up and causing me to to change my identifier or my registration on the airplane. Okay, anyway, we're going to Dead Cow Lake Bed Airstrip set as departure. So Blomes and I are just going to kind of demo this together, okay? Just very quickly. So I demoed this, you know, just one person. Let's go to live. Here we go. I demoed this, you know, just as one person doing that drag race course on Wednesday night, and Blomes and I will kind of demonstrate kind of doing this together. So I'm going to get Blomes on Discord here in a second as well on voice, but let me load up. Blomes, why don't we switch this time? I'm going to go on the left side and you can go on the right side. So I'm going to start on the left side. All right, I'm going to load that up and I'll get Blomes on Discord here in a second. So we'll try this, then we'll hop over to Utah and we'll do some flying all together in multiplayer in the Canyonlands. I was mentioning this with Blomes yesterday. Years ago, a friend of mine, when I first started getting my tailwheel training done, a friend of mine gave me this box set that contained you know, these really cool guides to bush flying in Utah. So it had, you know, a lot of fantastic information and all these, you know, tiny little bush trips in canyons in Utah. And I'm actually going to be referencing that guide as we fly between these 3 little bush trips in Utah later. Super helpful. In fact, it had a lot of airports that are not listed in the sim itself that are not, you know, actually listed in the airports for the sim itself, that are actually modeled. You can see them from the air. It's pretty cool. Okay, I've loaded up here. Joey Pete was asking if I've flown into Kelowna yet. It looks awesome. I have not in Microsoft Flight Simulator there, Joey. I gotta try that out, actually. That does sound pretty good. This scenery, for some reason, takes a little while to to load up. Oh boy, we got a whole bunch of people nearby. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to deactivate name tags, because the only one I really need to see is Blomes, and I can see him because he's going to be right next to me. So I'm going to deactivate name tags so that that's not taking up precious computer GPU resources to render. Okay, there's Blomes up ahead. I got him there. Brakes released. Let's pull forward. Alright, Blomes and I are going to give this a shot. What are the winds doing? I do have live weather, although, you know, this show, the windsock is pretty much indicating calm, so we're all good there. But Joey, yeah, for sure, I gotta try out Kelowna for sure. I love flying into FSIM Studios, Kelowna scenery, and prepared, so I gotta try that in MSFS for sure. Okay, we got Blomes over there. Let me call Blomes here on Discord. Give me 1 second. That way you can kind of hear us talking to each other. Blomes, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is a real-world CFI in New Zealand. Blomes, what time is it? Actually, 1 second. I'm going to first we'll call Blomes, then we'll talk. Okay, 1 second. Let's do a voice call here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. How you doing, Blomes?
Not too bad, not too bad.
All right, fantastic. How does everybody else hear, Blomes?
Hello, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3.
It might be a little low. Let me turn it up here just a little bit. So I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit. I'm going to turn down my engine sounds a little bit. That way, hopefully, people should be able to hear you better on
Sounds
chat
good.
there, Blomes. Turn this down to about 20. That should be good enough. Oh, it sounds good to everybody? Okay, fantastic. Okay. Blomes is a real-world CFI in New Zealand. What time is it there?
It is currently 5 minutes till 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Not bad at all. All right, you ready to demo this? So, okay,
Yeah,
let me talk through this again for those of you that weren't on stream on Wednesday night. Okay, so so Bloms and I have been debating something. We're going to talk about what we're debating in a second, okay? Okay, this is the STOL drag racing course. STOL, of course, stands for short takeoff and landing. Basically, there's cones that indicate the lanes that 2 airplanes can fly down. So you have 2 STOL airplanes here. We've got the Shock Ultra from Zlin. Very, very good STOL performance. What we're gonna do, you have these 2 airplanes line up with their mains on the line. So I've got a line in this lane, Bloms has got a line in his lane, and what we're gonna do, as soon as we hear 3, 2, 1, mark, and we hear mark, we're gonna take off, head as fast as we can down each of our lanes. And this is what happens in real life. In real life, in the STOL drag race, there's actually there's a line. Where is it? It's so hard to see, even in drone camera. but there's 2 lines about 3/4 of a mile down from where we started, right? So what we're gonna do is we have to get slowed down. You go into a slip, get your flaps out, get slowed down. You have to touch down on or after these lines, staying in your lanes. You got to come to a complete stop, all 3 wheels in the ground. And then when you come to a complete stop, you can then turn around, go back down your same lane, once again, super fast in the air. Once you get back to the lines we started from, once again, right? 1 second, this is taking a while. Okay. Drone camera is a little slow. But we get to the other side, right? So we get to the other side of these 2 lines that we started from. Once again, we want to touch down on or after these lines, come to a complete stop, and whoever stops the first wins. So it's not whoever's closest to the line, it's whoever stops first wins. So as long as you don't get to the other side of the gates, you're okay, is my understanding. So that's why the gates are actually there, Bloms. I discovered is because the gates are where you have to be stopped by. Now, because it's so hard to see the lines, Bloms yesterday was suggesting we go to the gates at the other end. And that was actually a really good suggestion, because it's pretty easy to see the gates at the other end. It's not easy to see the lines. In real life, there's actually, like, big, massive flags marking where the lines are. But that's super hard to see. So what we're going to do is just head down to the gates on this side.
All right. And then should we go to the back to the line on the side because of the windsock, and then? Yeah,
exactly. So just like we did yesterday. But we'll try it both ways today. We'll do one go to the gates, and then we'll do one go where we try to hunt for the lines on our second run, just like we did yesterday. That's what I'm thinking. All right. By the way, did I miss anything in chat? I'm not sure why chat just went completely silent there. Sometimes I need to refresh my YouTube on my Mac there. Give me 1 second, because that's what I'm using to catch up on chat. All right, let's get back here, and let's get going. Give me 1 second here just to pull up tube. There we go. All right, let's see. No, actually, I didn't miss anything. That's good. All right, let's get going. All right, make sure the brake is released. You're still here. All right, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Are you counting us down?
I'll count us down, yeah, and then you can count us down on the next one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go full throttle. I'm going to stick full... actually, wait. Okay, I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1, mark. Okay, airborne, flaps coming up. Gonna race all the way down to the gates at the other end, staying in my lane. Bloms is doing the same thing on his side. Coming up on the gates there, I'm gonna go into a slip. Flaps coming down. Oh boy, I'm too fast, I'm too fast. I'm carrying way too much speed there. Oh boy. Come to a complete stop, turn around. I think Bloms is already heading back. Oh wait, no, he's turning around at the same time.
I'm only just heading back now.
Okay, here we go. Getting airborne, Bloms is ahead of me. Bloms is ahead of me. Flaps coming up. Oh boy, oh boy. Now, just because he's ahead doesn't mean he's gonna win, because we still gotta get stopped the first, right? Somebody's gotta get stopped the fastest. But that's super cool. You can actually see Bloms there. Oh boy, oh boy. There's the line. I'm too fast, I'm too fast.
And I'm stopped.
I'm stopped now, so Bloms won that round. Getting used to when to slow down is super difficult. Alright, so now we're going to try this again, but this time we're going to try and stop the way it's done in real life. We're going to try and find those second set of lines and stop at that one. So, you know, I got to figure out who made the scenery, because for some reason it's disappeared from all the message boards, or, you know, all the usual suspects, right? All the usual locations that I find these sceneries from. So we got to try and find that.
Cheers, Portland.
There you go. All right. Okay, we'll have Bloms count down on this one.
Alrighty, you're all ready to go?
Yep.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, mark.
Second set of lines.
Thanks for reminding me. I was actually about to go all the way to the gates.
Where are the lines? There's the line, there's the line. Full stop. There we go. Turn around, turn around. Flaps coming out. Back the other way. Okay. Oh boy, how did Bloms got ahead of me in like no time. How did he do that?
Quick turnaround, mate.
Hey, I turned around faster than you did. How did you do that? What are your wind settings? We gotta investigate.
I'm on live weather.
Live weather? Okay.
I may have touched down before the line. There might be a disqualification there. And I'm stopped.
Oh boy. I'm stopped now.
Maybe this is the lucky lane. You were winning a lot in this lane yesterday.
Exactly, that's probably it. It was the lucky lane. Alright, let's give it one more shot here. We'll try the second set of lines once again. Because I feel like if you practice it enough, eventually it gets a bit easier to figure out where that second set of lines is.
Yeah, I agree.
And plus it makes turning around a bit easier because, you know, you got the cones there to kind of remind you how far you can turn. Yeah.
You don't accidentally go into the other person's lane like I was doing yesterday.
Oh yeah, that happened yesterday. All right, we'll try this. We'll try this again real quick. Okay, gonna count down here. 3. Oh wait, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, mark. Where's that line? Where's that line? There it is. Oh boy, I think I touched down right before. Full stop, turn around, turn around, turn around.
Oh, I think we're pretty close.
Neck and neck here. See, I don't know how he does that. How does he get sped up so quickly? There's the line, there's the line. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he's got it stopped. Damn it, stopped. How are you speeding up that quickly?
I'm doing I'm using only one notch of flat for that. For both takeoffs. Maybe
Gotcha.
that's why I'm accelerating a bit faster if you're using full flat.
Yeah, so that's super weird. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time accelerating. But anyway, there's your demo of, of the SCEL drag races. So this is super fun. Let's head over to Utah, and we'll do some flying in the canyons there. But Blomes, thanks so much for flying along and hopping on Discord. That was a fun little demo there.
Anytime I'll join you for the Utah flight.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, we'll sign off here. I'm gonna hop off Discord. My call with Blomes. Thanks for joining us there, Blomes. And I'm gonna go into main menu here, and we'll load up a flight in Utah. So whoever wants to join us on some runs down some canyons in Utah is welcome to. Absolutely was saying we should do a SCEL competition in Valdez. Yeah, that could be fun too. Although I gotta tell you, one of the things I like about this course at Dead Cow Airstrip, right, it's actually a full course, and you can set it up as a real competition. So you could have, like Blomes and I were discussing this yesterday, you could have folks kind of, you know, in multiplayer positioned at, you know, both lines. That also kind of makes it easier to see that second set of lines. And whoever's positioned there can kind of be the person watching to make sure, you know, nobody's breaking the rules or anything like that, right? So, yeah. Portland, no worries, all good. Okay, let's go UT-03 here. Let's go to Height Hanksville. And let's set that as departure. So that's the runway I'm going to be using today. It's UT-03. That's the... Let's talk through the route of flight today. Let me pull up the Chrome window. Give me a second here. Okay. So this is Sky Vector. This is our route of flight today. So we're going about 40-45 miles to the northeast from where we are here, just on the Colorado River. So Height is located on an embankment right over the Colorado River in the middle of a canyon. Beautiful little airport. But we're going to head up from Height to Happy Canyon, which is 17 nautical miles to the north. We're going to fly a heading of about 005 there to Happy Canyon. Happy Canyon is right in the middle of a canyon. It's a super tricky airport to land in, to fly in and out of. And of course, you know, you've got high density altitude considerations here. Height is at 3,840 feet. Happy Canyon 4,934. Then we're going to depart Happy Canyon 25 miles to the northeast to Mineral Canyon, which is at 3,900 feet. So I actually recommend the Savage Cub for this one. That's the one I'm going to be flying today. All right, let's load up a scenario here. So I'm going to load up the Savage Cub today. That's the one I'm going to be flying. And it looks like we got artwork porn already there, so that's great. Okay, let's go fly. And I'm going to let the scenario load up here. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go pick up that that guidebook that I mentioned that had all my charts for these airports. Absolutely, yeah, that works too. I think the Shock Ultra can probably keep up speed with this. And if you want to fly the X-Cup, the X-Cup can work as well. You know, I should have taken some pictures of the pages in this guidebook, because it's super valuable information. But I'm just going to be kind of referencing that, and you're going to have to trust me. Okay, ready to fly. I'm going to slew off the runway here. There we go. Okay, somebody's loaded there in the X-Cub. And here, what I'm going to do is go to nameplates and activate that. Okay, traffic nameplates turned on. Yeah, it's beautiful landscape for sure. I want to do something else here real quick, which is change my time to be a bit closer to sunset. This kind of makes things a lot more interesting. There we go. That should be good enough. About 6 p.m. All right. Is everybody loaded in? We got an X-Cub and a Savage Cub making, or X-Cub and correction, a Shock Ultra and a Savage Cub making babies there. My sim decided to freeze on me. It's going to take a second for that to stop freezing. just give it a little bit. My sim is still frozen. Okay, there we go. Finally unfrozen. Okay, who all do we got? We got Blomes there. We got Artwork Porn. Oh boy, why did everybody disappear? Is multiplayer acting up for me again? I hope not. Oh boy, are those multiplayer issues back? That would suck. Is everybody still on? Okay, everybody's back. Great. Okay. Yeah, so if we have multiplayer issues, that would suck because, well, actually, you know what? Remember what I showed you on SkyVector. Essentially, you want to fly a heading of about 005 for about 17 nautical miles to get a Happy Canyon. It's pretty easy to pick out from the ground, or pick out from the air. You've got a runway that's east-west. It's a dirt strip. It's 1380 feet, but you should be able to pick it out because it's right in the middle of a canyon there. And once we get a Happy Canyon, we're then going to turn right to heading of 023 and fly for 25 nautical miles to Mineral Canyon. Okay, anyway, we should get going here. Let's get going. Am I back? Does everybody see me? Because I can see everybody now. Okay, Kyle. Portland says you need a reload. Okay, no worries. Let me start taxing here. Not sure. Is there a windsock here? Because I can't tell what the winds are doing. One of the things I wish the vegetation would do is actually move and respond to the winds. In response to the winds. That would be nice. Shane, the airport ID is Uniform Tango 03. But in either case, actually, I think we just have to take off downhill, right? Yeah. Yeah, so regardless of the winds, we're just going to take off downhill here. Portland, yeah, totally. Although, thankfully, it's working now. Hopefully, it doesn't screw up again. Okay, I'm going to line up on the runway here. And, yeah, if you guys want to take off, you're welcome to take off. Everybody's back taxiing. Boy, you got a roadway that's right next to the runway here. That's interesting. Kyle Longley, tail draggers are pretty much the exact same to fly as you know, as trikes. You know, they're exactly the same in the air as trikes. There's literally no difference. The only place where tail draggers significantly differ from trikes is on the ground. That's where ground handling, you know, that's where flying a tail dragger becomes like a bit tricky and difficult. Okay, let's get going here. Stick full back, throttle full forward. In the white arc, green arc, let's go ahead and rotate. Airborne. And I'm going to turn to, I've just got a compass there, but I'm going to turn to heading of, so I'm going west right now. I want to go to the north, so I'm going to go this direction. Make sure my flaps are fully up. Oh boy, I should have turned the other way. What am I doing? I should have been paying attention to the terrain before I turned. It all worked out though. Okay, you know, we'll fly down the canyon here. Actually, no, I can't do that anyway, because I wanna go to the north. We'll fly down the canyon just a little ways, then we'll turn to the north. So I do want to fly down this canyon. This looks super fun. Kyle Longley, no, you never land a tail dragger the way you would a trike. So there's two kinds of landings in a trail dragger. You've got a 3-point landing where you try and land on both mains and the tail wheel at the same time. That's essentially like a, that's a full stall landing in a tail wheel aircraft. The other type of landing you have in tail wheel aircraft is a wheel landing where you just touch down on the mains, or if you're in a crosswind in a tail wheel airplane, you touch down on one wheel, and as you slow down, you can get the other wheel down and eventually get the tail wheel down. And that's the preferred technique for landing in crosswinds in a tail wheel airplane, is, a wheel landing, where you typically touch down on one wheel, and then not long after you can get the tail wheel down, or sorry, the other wheel down, the other main down, and then eventually the tail wheel down. Okay, let's climb out of this canyon here. This is super risky. I'm going to climb out of this canyon, and we'll head to the north. Oh boy, you gotta love some of these usernames, right? I'm surprised that Microsoft doesn't have some rules about usernames in the sim. Hola, Akin, we're on the West USA server. Okay, we're gonna turn to a heading of 005. Gonna fly for about 17 miles or so. Absolutely said you just water skied. Oh, can you really do that? That's amazing that you can really do that. 80 knots, thanks for letting us know. I just want to warn you though, this is if your contribution to chat turns into a my platform is better than yours platform type discussion, this may not go in the direction you want it to. So be cautious in whatever you say next. James too says, well, time for you to go. Absolutely. James, thanks for hanging out today. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll catch you next time. You take care, my friend. Max Zimmerboy has got the X-Cub, and he cannot resist showing off. That's artwork porn, of course, in chat. The X-Cub can go significantly faster, so I don't blame him for having a little bit of fun there. Kyle Longley, please don't go there. I think he's just trolling, so don't encourage it. Absolutely Aviation, take some imagination, but yeah, there you go. Absolutely actually landed on that mesa there. That's super cool. Nice job, Absolutely. Absolutely got down to that little mesa there. It's going to be the usual, oh, there's no payware add-on, so I don't like this, I don't like that, and just, it's not really worth it. I use all three platforms still. It is what it is. All right. Heading down to Happy Canyon here. One thing I want to do real quick is try and get ForeFlight going. By the way, does anybody know how to set up a voice room in Discord where you can have, if you don't have a Discord server, is there a way to set up a voice room where, just like you saw Blomes and me talking, where you can have multiple people talking? Is there a way to do that? I'm just going to go around these little rises here. Bloom says I can call multiple people. Oh, very cool. Okay. Once we touch down at God, once we touch down at Happy Canyon, which may not be a very happy canyon once we land there, but once we touch down at Happy Canyon, I'm going to try and do that and see if I can get all the folks who are flying along on the same call on Discord. That way we can all talk. Portland says just start a call with someone and you can add more people. Got it. Okay. I'm going to try that. Let me very quickly try something here. I want to get ForeFlight going. That way I know where I am exactly. There we go. We're going to start flight events. Please extract flight events before running. What? Why? 1 second. There we go. Okay, I'm connected to flight events. So... Alright. Past height. I'm trying to find Happy Canyon. It's up ahead. Okay. So we're just going to follow along these mesas here towards Happy Canyon. Kyle, I do not have a Discord server. I just have a Discord account. So, just like a Discord name. Okay, I hopefully can trim this airplane out and kind of keep it going relatively straight and level here. keeping it clear of the mesas. And I'm going to try and start this thing in Discord. That way we can all at least talk to each other. Give me a second. This could turn out really badly. Okay, I'm going to try to call Blomes first. And then I'm going to add... Wait, how do I add people? Oh, there it is. Add friends to direct message.
I am in.
Okay, there's Blomes. I'm going to add... who all do we have flying along? We got Portland. We got... Absolutely, I think absolutely 0, right? I don't want to get too distracted from actually flying them. Getting a little too close for comfort to some of the mesas here. 1 second. Oh boy.
Just also make sure if people give you their Discord name, they need to give you the number at the end of their name as well.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Just line.
Oh boy, what do I do? I was saying what do I do in reference to flight events, which, oh boy, that's how I connect to flight events crash on me. I don't know why. Let's go to settings. I might have to climb higher here. Broadcast data to local network. There we go. Start flight tracking. Okay, please stay connected, flight events. Okay, great. I am connected. Okay. I'm headed roughly towards Happy Canyon here. I'm just going to turn to the left. But boy, look at these canyons, though. This is amazing. Alright. Alright, absolutely was 0, and we got Portland Aviation's auto meme. What else do we have? Israeli oh boy. Trying to manage Discord and flying at the same time. And it not working very well. Oh boy, I gotta start all over again. Auto meme. 0. Great group DM. Okay, there we go. So all of you hopefully should be able to listen. Who else? Who did I miss? Let me know if I missed somebody. I'm sure I did. Hobie 1 says you just got your private certificate last Monday on your 17th birthday. That is fantastic, Hobie. Congratulations. What is your first flight as a newly minted private pilot going to be? But that's fantastic news. One of our moderators, Will Dewey, based in the south of England, he got his private certificate just a few days ago. So super awesome to have 2 folks who are young people who are recently minted private pilots. Well done. Okay. Okay, can we all hear each other?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just remember that what you might say on this chat room will live on forever in the internet. By the way, what will also live on is that username right there. You guys see what I'm talking about? Just look at the screen, read that username, and be very, very ashamed of where humanity is.
Yeah.
How does Microsoft... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
My sim is refusing to connect to multiplayer, so I might just get in at Happy Canyon and wait for you guys while
Hey,
I
that
troubleshoot.
works. No worries at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only like 4 miles away, so that works.
All right.
Max Zimmerboy is really making me regret not taking the X-Cub out.
Yeah, I feel that.
I keep falling behind.
I'm sorry, say that again. You keep.
I keep falling behind.
What are you flying the Ultra?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a bit slower. If you have the Savage Cub, I recommend that, or the
Yeah.
X Cub. I'll be waiting at Happy Canyon for a little while, so anybody who wants to reload with a different aircraft type is more than welcome to. We'll wait a while, because this is going to be the last leg of this trip, unless I've been streaming. Oh hey, if I can keep my stream below 3.5 hours, I'm actually okay doing another little adventure somewhere. We might go to the dunes in Namibia if you have some time after we get to Mineral Canyon. So if you guys are open to that, we can do that real quick.
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, once again, I see myself on your screen, but I'm not sure if I'm actually, like, if I can see anyone else.
Can you see our tags?
I don't think so.
Hey, but this is actually great. We don't even need ForeFlight. All we need to do is just have Portland Aviation sitting at the airport we want to get to. I kid. Okay, this little dirt strip is just crazy. You're gonna see it on the other side of this little mesa here. Kobe1 was saying you took your parents and siblings flying shortly after you took your check ride. Tomorrow you're taking friends up for the first time. That is awesome, Hobie. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to tell you, taking people up for the first time, over time it starts to become almost as much fun as when you first got your check ride. It's just so much fun, like watching, somebody smile when they first get a takeoff. There's just nothing quite like it. And I always try, like, if I feel confident enough and if the person feels comfortable, I let the other person take off, with my hands as close to the controls as possible, of course. But it's always awesome watching somebody else take off for the first time. And they smile so wide, typically, you can fit a banana in sideways. All right.
It's interesting in the US. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's interesting in the US that you guys can let passengers, handle the controls and stuff. In New Zealand, you have to be a CFI to even let the other person touch the controls, which is quite different.
Really? Holy cow.
Yeah.
I actually did not know that. That's,
Yeah, wait, they let me take off.
All right. Let's see. I don't know what the winds are doing, but let me pull up the handy-dandy thing that I had here. So, runway 9 is uphill, so we want to land on runway 9. It's a one-way in, one-way out airport. So there's the runway right there. East is...
Should probably move over.
That direction. Okay. East is behind me, so I'm going to fly it downwind here to runway 9. And artwork, if you got it made, feel free to go ahead and land.
All right, thank you. Then I'll try.
Actually, whoa, 1 second. I'm trying to figure out if I've... Which way are... Okay, actually... I'm trying to figure out which way the runways are here. What sucks is I just have a magnetic compass, so I'm kind of trying to get my bearings. Okay, this is north-south, so... Okay, got it. Alright. I'm just gonna fly a full lap around this here. Okay, that's definitely runway 9. Okay. It's one way in, one way out. So this crossing runway apparently is closed, according to the book that I have here. Although the book is about 5 years old, so this airport might be closed. We got Ella Rodriguez 78 flying along. Obi says it was so much fun taking them flying, you learn more in that flight than it. Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's one of the things you realize. Part of what inspires me to, like Bloom's 1212, get into the whole CFI game. Even if it's just, you know, to moonlight as a flight instructor every once in a while. But it's just that kind of, you know, that ability to kind of learn by teaching, right? It's amazing just how much you can learn. We got a Pitts flying around here.
Yeah, I saw him.
All right, let's bring it in. In the white arc, flaps coming down. Okay, get on the back side of the power curve here. Use power to control my rate of descent. Here we go, touchdown. That was a nice bush landing there. I've been kind of watching videos on bush landing techniques, and apparently that's the way to do it, is to get on the back side of the power curve, you know, almost like a carrier landing, right? You hold a certain angle of attack, and then you just use power to control your rate of descent. And right before you touch down, you give it just the tiniest amount of power, and you can pull back and stick just a little bit to get it into a full stall. That's apparently the way to do it.
That guy on the biplane's having a good time.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Crashed into me.
What do you say we mess with him a little? Do you think he's going to appreciate being swarmed by a bunch of cubs? Let's do it, actually. I want to mess with this guy because he's messing with us. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make like as if we're headed to the northeast, and we're just gonna turn back around and swarm him at once. Just follow my lead. Did he disappear? Did he catch on to what we were gonna do? I think he did. No, he's still there. Okay. Well, let's just swarm him.
At like 10 knots. What?
There he is. Okay, we're gonna swarm him. And I'm gonna hope and pray that his crash settings are on. Okay, let's get going.
Now that's just evil.
It is. But so is. Oh, sorry. I'm headed straight for Claude payload there. Sorry.
Just sidestep that one real quick.
I did. The Savage Cup handles a lot better than I thought it would.
Easier than the Shock Ultra, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, this thing is horrible.
Yeah, actually, I gotta try this, or try that SCEL drag race in the Shock Ultra. Okay.
I want to try this short takeoff and landing competition in Alaska.
In Valdez, yeah, we gotta do that. You know, I'm kind of waiting on somebody to create a scenery, or does anybody on chat know how to make sceneries in Microsoft Flight Simulator?
I've been looking into it. I haven't tried any yet.
Because, you know, I was wondering if developer mode lets us do that.
It does. To some extent.
Because that could help in a couple of ways, right? Artwork did a pretty short field landing there. But that could help in a couple of ways. Number one is we could add either a flag or just a couple of cars at the end of those two lines, right? At the end of that second line. If you could just figure out how to add a car there, that'd be fantastic. The other thing is to add lines at Valdez and create a SCEL landing competition, you know, course, right? Or whatever you call it. Where did this guy go? He disappeared. I think he caught on to what we were trying to do. It was probably somebody in chat. Oh, it was Hobie1. Okay, I think it was probably Hobie1. Pits are so much fun. You're learning how to do acro in a real one. Yeah, he disappeared. I'm not sure. It was probably somebody in chat who was watching what we were doing. It's my guess. It may not have been Hobie1. Hobie1 was just mentioning pits are fun to fly. Yeah, pits are absolutely fun there, Hobie. All right, let's start heading. Let's start leaving Happy Canyon. So what do you guys think? Do you feel like Happy Canyon was truly happy? Or
I'm pretty happy.
I'm happy.
Landing at Happy Canyon.
Let's head over to Mineral Canyon. Okay, so we'll just follow, you know, this riverbed here. It's one of the tributaries, I guess, of the Colorado River. I'm just gonna follow this until we get to Mineral Canyon. Looking at ForeFlight here, it looks like it should lead us all the way there. Oh no, a little bit of stuttering here. Sorry there, Obi-Wan. I thought it was you because you said you like flying pits, but no, it clearly wasn't you. Obi-Wan says you don't have a machine powerful enough to run Flight Sim 2020. Is that right? Obi, what are the specs of your system, out of curiosity? Because if you run X-Plane 11 or prepared, you should have no problem running MSFS, at least at low settings. So feel free to let us know what your specs are, and we might be able to tell you, although you probably looked up the specs, to be honest. So anyway, Rice Cooker 2000, hey, Rice Cooker, no worries. Thanks for hanging out with us. Rice Cooker says you're descending to London Heathrow from Montreal in infinite flight. Awesome, Rice Cooker. What are you flying? But boy, look at this scenery, though. Like I said, 2 years ago, couldn't imagine being able to do this in Flight Sim. You know, and honestly, eventually I want to buy, like, you know, a really good tailwheel airplane and just fly around in the bush. And I could easily imagine using this sim to kind of practice, right? Flying into different bush trips. That reminds me, let me pull up, and by the way, I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but folks that want to say something on Discord, feel free to. I'm sure I should stop talking and let you talk. Okay,
I'm just hoping 82A makes a cool tailwheel aircraft for this. That'd be super, super cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've got nearly all their tailwheel airplanes, I think. I've got the Piper Cub, I've got the P-51. I've never been able to take off in their P-51 without ground looping. So basically, my technique for takeoff in the A2A P-51 is slew mode. And coming from a real-world tailwheel pilot, folks, there you go. Slew mode works pretty well. And I've got the P-40. The T-6 is probably my favorite from them. That's probably the best tailwheel airplane that they have.
You know what I'd love to have is a PC-24.
Oh yeah.
With all the like grass strips and stuff, that the possibilities that would open up with that aircraft would be really cool.
Oh, for
to
sure.
Explore.
I'm excited for the PMBG 737.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, at that point, I think people will just stop streaming P3D on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the death knell. Well, actually, probably not for the Airbus fans out there, right, with the FS Labs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should start climbing here to get out of this canyon.
I was gonna say, this canyon did it. Looks like it.
Yeah, it's starting to. I'm kind of looking at ForeFlight at the same time. It looks like we can kind of weave our way in and out here, because I'm kind of looking at the river in ForeFlight.
Yeah, it's the guy again.
Yeah, probably should start climbing a bit higher here.
The Pitts guy is flying with us again.
Just pray that he crashes.
Yeah.
Should we swarm him?
Right behind us. He's slewing.
Where is he? I want to swarm him. There he is. Okay.
He's like Al Rodriguez or something.
I see him. Yeah, we're gonna swarm him. Hey, there's nothing funnier than trolling a troll.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I'm trying my best to follow, but I can't see anyone, so...
Oh, you did we all disappear?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's really weird, like, it's this one-way connection. You guys can see me, but I can't see you guys.
Yeah, I can see you. I can see your... Oh wait, you disappeared now. Yeah, you disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hobie One was saying you'd rather spend money on flying rail airplanes than buying a PC. Yeah, Hobie, I can actually sympathize with that. I could totally sympathize with that. My PC is 4 years old. You know, I flight sim plenty and I stream plenty. You know, probably not as much as other streamers, obviously. But, you know, if anyone should upgrade, it's probably me, right? But that's kind of my feeling as well. I'd rather spend, you know, that money for a new PC on actual flight hours, and
Yeah.
you know, just kind of upgrade certain components if I really feel like I need to upgrade certain components.
What graphics card do you have?
I've got the GTX 980 Ti, so 6 gigs of video RAM.
980.
It works decently well, you know.
Oh, there's the kid. He's back.
I see him. Okay,
Right above you.
I see him. Hello. Let's swarm him.
He's going fast.
Yeah, he's in a pits. The pits can really go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, if you notice, he didn't try to land because the pits was not going to be able to land on these strips. And here's another interesting username. Not as bad as the first one, though. The one that we saw last time.
Yeah, so I've been MSFS. I don't see anyone anymore. I've just been booted offline.
Oh no. Can we see Blomes? Oh boy.
Is there a way to change your Microsoft name?
Yeah, so you gotta change your Xbox gamertag.
Is
Yeah.
that free or?
If you've never changed it before, it's free for the first change.
Okay.
So I actually screwed up. I thought it was going to be free no matter how many times you change it. So I changed it to something super
Yeah.
generic, and then I realized, holy cow, I could have saved $10.
Yeah. I let Microsoft choose me a random name.
Yeah, they do. I think my first, I'm trying to remember, my first username was not bad actually. It's pretty good. And then I changed it to something completely generic, like just DJ. And I didn't realize it was going to add like crazy, stupid number on there. And so I was, you know, DJ 5087. And I'm like, you know, do I really want to be, you know, THX 1138's stepbrother, right? Is this really what I want to do?
What?
Actually, is that really how that works? I'm not sure. Was THX 1138 the name of the thing in the movie? I'm not sure. Anyway, down into this canyon. I think we could just follow this canyon all the way back to the Colorado River to Mineral Canyon.
Is the code Uniform Tango 75?
Yes, that's the code for
Okay.
Mineral Canyon. Yeah. Let's see, what else did I miss in chat here? I know I missed a lot earlier. Rice Cooker. You're saying you're flying in Air Canada 787-9. Awesome, Rice Cooker. Canada, eh? Speaking of which, if you stream continuing our flight in Canada tomorrow, there's going to be a lot more A's, right? But Rice Cooker says you're trying to get grade 4. What is grade 4, Rice Cooker? I'm guessing that's a progression thing.
Levels on Infinite Flight?
Yeah, in Infinite Flight, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Like, absolutely
Yeah,
what you're saying.
I've been missing my 787 from P3D.
Yeah.
I can't use the one right now. It's so laggy.
Yeah, you know, somebody made, I was looking at the flightsimulator.com forums. There was apparently, what was it? Somebody had found a way to reduce the refresh rate of the glass cockpit, you know, the screens in the
Yeah.
glass cockpit airplanes, and apparently that really helped, is what I was reading. So I'm going to try that.
I tried that and it kind of helped, but it's weird because it looks like your glass cockpit's really stuttering.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you got that weird effect where, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's artwork, there's, did we lose?
Oh, I see.
Blones can see us again. Okay, fantastic.
Oh, there you go. You're below.
Absolutely can. Oh, there you are. Okay. Boy, look at this place, though.
Oh my god. You're getting sent back to the main menu.
So, isn't this where, what's his name on YouTube? The guy who flies the Patriot,
The kit box?
the Kit Fox, yeah.
Yeah.
Trent Palmer.
Trent Palmer, that's right. Doesn't he somewhere around here? Like, not in the sim, but, you know.
Yeah, I think I see him on that hill down there.
That's right. Hey, maybe it's, Maybe Trent Palmer is Rodriguez, right? Whoever that guy is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What else did I miss in chat? I'm guessing it's Shane W. Are you El Rodriguez? Is that who you are? I'm not sure. Because you mentioned something about spawning on top of us, but we haven't seen you yet. The Freedom Fox. Thanks for that, Furnace Prime. That's the one. Yeah, it totally would be. Actually, wait, wasn't there a Kit Fox that was available for X-Plane 11 that became available for MSFS on day 1?
Yeah, I thought about getting it. Just for X-Plane so I could have it.
Okay, we can see Bloom's 1212 again. That's fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, just gonna continue turning into this canyon here. Now, let's see if I can pull up ForeFlight here. On my screen.
I'm gonna disconnect and try and spawn you again.
That works. What happened?
Just still not connecting properly.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, Shane W was actually ThorDude74. Okay, gotcha. So that's right. We did see that username earlier in Indonesia. So yeah, I'm not sure who this is.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you land there?
Just doing a touch and go.
Where did you land? On the mesa?
On the cliff.
On the cliff. Yeah.
I want to land on the next one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just stop on this one as well.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Hobie1 saying that the Pitts normally cruises around 160 miles per hour and never exceed as 210. They show airspeed in miles per hour instead of knots. Yeah. Yeah, the Super Cub that I've flown, yeah, that was also only in miles per hour. There's Blooms taking off. Did you dive off the top of that cliff there? Yeah, there you go. Nice. Nicely done. Caught that all on stream, Blooms. That looks super cool. Along with a barrel roll. Nice. Nicely done. 20 points for... You get 20 points for Gryffindor right there. 15... actually, 25 for style, minus 5 for safety. Did you make sure you had a virtual parachute there? There is the Colorado River, folks. I caught back up to it. Oh, look at the colors here.
I'm gonna try to go water ski on it.
Now, are there actually particle effects out of curiosity? Kyle, El Rodriguez is actually Kyle. Gotcha, okay. So that no wonder Kyle disappeared, because he figured that we were going to swarm him, because we said we were going to swarm him. Ben Montgomery, how are you doing, Ben? Ben, I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that as soon as I'm landed here at Mineral Canyon. Okay, so basically we're just gonna follow this river all the way into Mineral Canyon. So that's the plan. All right, and let me go ahead and bring up my iPad here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're up to. Just as we're about to finish, which is obviously very appropriate. But we're just going to follow. So we started all the way back here at height. That's here. That's the Colorado River. And we went up to Happy Canyon. Now we're rejoining the Colorado River, going up to Mineral Canyon. So we're just going to follow the river all the way into Mineral Canyon. And this is a...
Alright, restart my internet because I'm having some problems.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back.
What balloons are you on? Are you water skiing?
Nah, I'm just above the water.
Can't wait till they add water effect.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't include particle effects at all.
Yeah.
Considering how much they emphasize some of the more arcadey elements of the sim, right? Really surprised they didn't add particle effects. But they are working on that apparently, so that's great.
Yeah. Plus the water, you can like dip your wheel under, but there's like an animated water over it. If you go so far beneath that, you just crash no matter what. weird.
So it wasn't you, Kyle? Okay, the mystery deepens. Who is El Rodriguez? You know, I was really hoping when I did that swoop up underneath them that he had crash
Holy
enabled.
crap! I'm pretty sure he just overstressed his plane.
Yeah.
Saw him pick up and disappear.
So he's trolling and he doesn't even have his difficulty setting set up to maximum. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Wow, look at this though.
Whoa.
Trent Palmer is living the life, man. He's living the life.
Yeah. That'd be pretty fun.
Although I gotta tell you, this is not a great place to have a breakdown. Where's the FBO? About 200 miles to the south. Wow, look at this. That's like a horseshoe bend right there.
Whoa.
I want to get high actually and kind of see this from a little bit higher up. Look at this. I mean, this has got to be amazing from really high up.
Oh my gosh, I'm on the dark side, like the shadow of one of the cliffs, and I can't see any of my instruments. My airspeeder.
Instruments? Where we're going, we don't need instruments.
Just fly it until you hear the stall horn. You don't even need an airspeed indicator.
That's right. So I actually had a friend of mine who's a glider pilot. For some reason, his airspeed indicator just completely failed to work. And boy, that was super interesting watching him bring it back in with no airspeed indications. But he did pretty well. You know, landed it exactly the way he would land it if he did have an airspeed indicator.
Fly the attitudes, I guess, is the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah, exactly. And in a glider is even tougher, right? Because you do not have an attitude indicator. All you have is kind of your perspective.
Whoa.
Close game. I got a notification on my iPad from the NBA telling me it's a close game between the Bucks and the Heat. Bucks lead by 4 points with 3 minutes to go. So there you go, folks. Ben Montgomery. Hey, sorry, Ben. Oh, Ben was talking with Will to get some advice. Absolutely, absolutely, Ben. I am going to. I'm going to look at that as soon as we're down in Middle Canyon. But wow, look at this from the air, right? This is just wow. And this entire canyon, when you think about it, was carved by that little river down there. None of this existed until the Colorado River carved through this landscape.
Oh, I gotta help my deal.
Obi-1 says you're a Bucks fan. Yeah, that makes sense. You're up there in Wisconsin, aren't you, Obi? And Obi, actually, you're from Oshkosh, aren't you? Or close to Oshkosh, anyway. Have you tried the Fisk? Actually, wait, you don't have MSFS yet. Never mind. But I think you mentioned in the past you've done the Fisk arrival in real life, right? So that's super cool. Obi-1 was saying, yeah, absolutely, Obi. I agree with that. That is certainly a pretty good exercise. You know, just cover all the pedostatic instruments. Now, actually, we do have a real CFI on chat, by the way. We've got Blomes1212. Blomes, do you also instruct instrument training, or is it just you know, VFR private?
I cover the basic, the private pilot syllabus, so it's 5 hours of instrument time just under the hood, teaching how the real order heading, climb, descend, that sort of thing. Nothing, no instrument approaches or anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, so here stateside, I think you need a CFI
Nothing trainings.
right, like somebody who's certified to teach instruments as well. to get your, you know, IFR instrument rating.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
So theoretically, could you pull up to a 90-degree pitch and then land on a cliff and then do a 180, roll back down?
I'd like to see you do it.
Let's give it a go, shall we?
Give it a shot, yeah.
I'll do a flip on my
Demonstrate.
right.
I'll go ahead and
This
try.
is a CFI at work.
That's right, yeah.
All right, DJ, look to your right.
Okay. 1 second. Let me go in external view. Where you at? There you are. Okay.
I think I'm to your right.
I'm looking.
Oh no, this is not gonna work.
This is very steep. Like, very.
I feel like this is reminding me of some movie with a bad
Oh my god,
ending.
it worked. It worked, it worked, it
Oh,
worked.
it worked. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, he made it back down. I see him. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Did not work.
Oh boy.
I want to try that again.
Kyle
Ladder
Longley,
clip.
don't beat yourself up. Kyle Longley says last time you flew, you left your tie-down ropes on, shaking your head. Kyle,
Ooh.
I have done worse. I've started my engine with the chock still on, and then I'm looking around the ramp at everybody like, why am I not moving? What's going on? And then I see everybody shaking their heads, right? And this is like central Indiana back when I was first learning how to fly. And I'm like, oh cow, oh crap, you're right, yeah. Holy cow, what have I done? And of course, you know, this being central Indiana, everybody knows everybody in the flying community. So forever thence after, I was known as the guy who tried to taxi with his chock still on. Not a good reputation to have. Yeah, no, totally. I think every pilot has at least one pretty embarrassing story. And anybody who tells you they don't is lying. Right? Right, Blomes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Not to single you out, I'm just saying.
There's a few stories I've got.
Yeah, I've got more than a few. One time, I was actually transmitting on guard. So, you know, when I first learned how to fly, I had this very, you know, I would do this kind of funny thing where I'd pretend to be an airline captain announcing things to my passengers, right? Like, you know, we're cruising at 5,000 feet, you know, we're passing over Hoosier National Forest or whatever. And, you know, one of my friends who kind of liked the way I would, you know, do that way of talking was like, hey, can you do that? And I was like, sure. And, you know, right before this, I was talking to ADC. So I pressed what I thought was the intercom button. Those of you who fly at 172, you know there is no such thing as an intercom button in a 172. So, yeah. Yeah. I basically insulted an entire state in our great union to air traffic control, which was not very good. Okay, we're flying right over Middle Canyon here. So there is the strip below us. Okay, I'm gonna come in from the canyon side, so I'm gonna overfly and do a nice circling approach here. Kyle had the same situation except for the tie downs. Yeah, so basically there's nothing else you can do in that situation except turn off the engine and go out, untie, or get rid of the chocks, and land. Holy cow, I can actually see Bloom's water skiing there. Nicely done.
Multiplayer isn't working.
Oh, absolutely. Should you get kicked out?
Yep, I can't see anyone.
Give it a couple of minutes. It looks like it's kind of a recurrent sort of on and off issue here, unfortunately.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I came back
can?
eventually.
Okay.
Just give it a moment.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, look at this.
Mine hasn't been working at all.
Oh, sorry about that, Portland.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and slip it in here. We got a tree right off the runway there. Okay, on the back side of the power curve there, touchdown.
interesting. My game isn't rendering those trees, but I can see stream.
Yeah, that's the same for me, actually. I was having, like, the exact same thing.
Maybe our graphics.
Yeah, possible.
All right, I'm gonna stop here.
I'm gonna try.
What's going on there, artwork?
The browser and
Oof.
Wait, say that again?
I got to my browser and forgot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was about to do that with ForeFlight earlier. Hey, there's Shane W.
Did that with Discord.
Nice maneuver, getting around the tree that way. Okay, he's coming in hot and heavy.
Oh. Yeah, that's a bad.
But wow, can you imagine flying in here? Shut down your engines, just kind of go for a hike or something, or have a picnic out here. Man. Who ended up in the bushes there? Yeah, I think you're taking bush flying a little too literally there, Blums. it's
Oh, am I in the tree? Yeah, there is no trees, not my
there
tree.
are no trees. Okay, gotcha. It's all good. It's all good. I figured it was probably that. All right. Who do we have still waiting to
I just
land?
my tree's up to ultra and it's still not loading.
Absolutely, we can't see you yet, but can you see us?
Nope.
Rice cooker, yes, there is. So that's how we're all talking to each other. Those of us who are flying together, at least. Okay. So that's
Microsoft needs to work on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
that's Mineral Canyon. Here's what I'm thinking, before we end the stream here, because my curfew is probably in about another 20 to 25 minutes or so. We can head over to Namibia and do some flying around the dunes. That could be a ton of fun. Oh no, ended up on his side there. All right, so let's head up. Why don't we head over to Namibia and do a little bit of flying in the dunes there? This is going to be a super short flight just to find the dunes and kind of land here.
Finally done.
Okay, let me go ahead and close off my iPad mirroring there. And
I'm actually going to head off now, DJ, but thanks for the great stream, and I'll see the rest of you guys around as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for flying along. Really do appreciate it.
No worries.
All right, Ben, I'm seeing your numbers. This actually doesn't look half bad. This looks pretty good, the system you're looking at. You're looking at... trying to zoom in a little bit, but it actually looks pretty good. That sim that you're considering. Or that PC that you're considering, Ben, if you're still on. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the main menu here, and I'll load up in Namibia. I gotta find the right airport.
Yeah. Also, Microsoft Flight Simulator's default requirements, or like the lowest requirements. I don't know if this is true. Someone told me that like the minimum was 4 GB of RAM.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that, actually.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fun to me, but
Yeah.
apparently it's possible.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
From 8 to 16. So much better now.
I have 16 as well.
Just give me 1 second here. I think what we might do is just spawn in the air if this airport that I'm thinking of is a bit too far away, so let's see. Okay. So we're going to go over to the South Atlantic here. Go to Africa and Namibia. Gonna time it to just after sunrise, and let's see. Okay, these are the dunes of Namibia, and so we're looking for this little notch right here. So there is that airport there, but it might take us a while to get to the dunes from there. So what I'm thinking is... Actually, you know what? No, we can make it. That's fine. So we'll spawn at that airport. So, Foxtrot, Yankee, Mike, Sierra, Woodwater West Airport. And, start at one of the ramps there. One of the parking spots. Okay. So, Foxtrot, Yankee, Mike, Sierra is the airport.
What plane are you gonna fly?
Oh. I should have changed my airplane. I wanted to fly the X-Cub, so I'm gonna reload in a second here. Thankfully, it's not taking too long. But I'm gonna fly the X-Cub quite likely. That way I can do a little bit of bush flying.
What version are you on, by the way? As like a patch come out that I'm not aware of? Because so for me, I'm not able to change the weather or time if I have all players on. Like it forces me to use live settings, and it doesn't look like that's the case for you.
I'm on, the one with the most recent patch. So yeah, I've got the most, I've got the, basically, right. It automatically updates if you haven't had the patch yet. So when you load it up, if you're connected to the internet, it should automatically, put that patch in.
All right.
I've got a question. Are you able to access the in-game ATC menu?
Yeah, I can.
I can't. When I select like show panels in the toolbar, the ATC one is blacked out. I can't.
Is that a multiplayer though? Maybe in multiplayer it's turned off. I'm not sure.
Even in single player, it doesn't work though.
Oh, okay. I've never had that problem.
Oh my god. Okay, so you know what I did? I was using live players instead of all players. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
God.
Why do they call it live players, right? Is it live traffic? Is that what they call it?
The live players.
With that?
So it's only like certain people who choose. Okay, so all players is all players unless they have group only on. Live players is like all players regardless, it seems.
Oh, okay. I thought all players was like everybody who's in multiplayer. And live traffic is essentially, real world traffic from FlightAware. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's basically just two different multiplayer settings.
Yeah, there you go. Rice, that's great, Rice Cooker. That's awesome. Okay, I'm loaded up here.
Oh, there you are.
There we are. Okay.
I finally see you. You're inside a car though.
Am I? Okay, yeah, because I don't see... Yeah, these parking spots seem a little weird.
Yeah.
Oops.
There you are. Are you moving?
I am moving, yeah.
Okay, I'll get started up.
Alright, I'm gonna get airborne here and I'll fly some circles around. Get a little higher so I can see where we are in relation to where I want to go. So I completely lost my bearings here. I think the runway is roughly, oops, yeah, it's roughly east-west. Boy, getting used to those sensitivities on the rudder is a little tricky. Okay, I'm just gonna fly some circles here, gain some altitude.
Yeah, the sensitivity is pretty weird with this.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because obviously I've never flown it, but it seems a little bit sensitive, just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what sucks is you can't really control, the controls for adjusting the sensitivities seem to be a little lacking to me.
Yeah, you can change the curve and that's it. Which is, I don't really like, because when you get to a certain point where you need a lot of rudder, it's really hard to get...
Yeah, totally. Alright, we're just gonna fly to the south here. Anybody else joining in besides Absolute Aviation? Are we waiting on Portland to load?
Are you guys on
I'm trying to
water?
get in.
Okay. Alright, sounds like Artwork and Portland are gonna load up, so I'm just gonna fly some circles here. Gain some altitude.
Are you at Midwater Airport?
Yes, I am. So.
Alright, then I have issues. I'm loaded up, but nobody's showing up.
Oh,
Were you at TBM?
say that again? Foxtrot Yankee Mike Sierra is the identifier.
Foxtrot Yankee Mike Sierra.
I see a TBM on the ramp, but I don't know if that's me.
So one of the really weird things with the sim is if you set the time to night, all these dirt roads in the middle of the desert have streetlights,
What they do?
which doesn't make much sense, right?
Well, everything just went completely dark for me.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
there's no
they do.
there's.
They have lights.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, it's kind of weird.
That little dirt road back there.
I don't know how many Grand Tour Top Gear fans we have in chat, but do you guys remember the Namibia episode? That was hilarious. I think they were trying to like go up some dunes or something, and it was these dunes, probably a bit closer to the ocean, but it was these dunes right here. It was kind of nuts.
I don't know if this is 100% realistic, but for me, I get higher RPMs when I set the mixture to like 80% rather than 100.
Is that on the ground?
In the air and on the ground.
That's actually completely normal. Yeah. So typically, as you get higher, you want to be pulling your mixture out more and more, because the air density is getting lower, but your fuel is being pumped in at the same density. So, right, being pumped into the same volume. So the way you adjust the ratio of fuel to air is by controlling the mixture. So you pull the mixture out, reduces that the amount of fuel you inject into the engine, and that optimizes that ratio. Because at sea level in standard atmosphere, that's when you have your sort of optimum ratio of fuel to air. And that's why you have a mixture knob, essentially, is to adjust that as you get higher. Some airplanes, especially the more expensive ones, have an automatic, you're able to adjust that mixture automatically, which is nice. City Gal, how you doing? City Gal says you're a fan of Blooms. You're also a pilot. That's awesome, City Gal. Yeah, Blooms is fantastic to have on our streams, for sure. City Gal, did you watch Blooms just absolutely destroy me in the Stoll drag races earlier? I feel like he's been getting a lot more practice than he's letting on. Because when I left him yesterday, it sounded like he was going back for a few more tries after I signed off, because it was super late for me last night. And it sounds like you might have some insight there, City Gal, into what's going on. Now, City Gal, do you also instruct down in New Zealand as well? Okay, so what's going on with being able to sign in here?
I'm having the same issue as Absolute.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm kind of, you can follow along despite not being able to kind of see, us if you like, because the scenery is truly spectacular. I think it's worth seeing, for sure. I mean, look at the colors of this desert. It's just holy cow. And this is a place I would probably never be able to visit in my lifetime, right? But wow, look at this. Okay, I think we just head due south, if I'm not mistaken. Try and zoom out of the map there.
The Cub actually spins.
Yeah, it does. Did you just try that?
Yeah.
So in order to enter a spin, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
you know, level the wings, pull straight back until you get into a stall, and just as you're on the edge of that stall, go full rudder in the direction of the spin you want. And and then to get out of the spin, throttle full back, stick neutral, and then identify direction of spin, opposite rudder, and then give the stick a shove nose down, which should unload the airplane, unload the wings, and get you out of the stall.
Also, if you're in a stall and you get a wing drop and use aileron to try and correct it, doesn't that also get you in a spin?
That can. It can through something called induced yaw. Yeah, it can. That's why they always tell you, if you have a wing drop, just don't, make sure you keep the ailerons neutral. Or not the ailerons neutral, but keep your stick or your yoke neutral in terms of the roll. Because, you basically, right, so in slow flight, you'll notice something. Yaw can induce roll in slow flight. City Gal says no, you didn't see him, but I'm curious about the rest of the. But you wish you did. City Gal, you can actually scroll back through the video, and I think probably about an hour ago was when, in the video, maybe about an hour 15 minutes ago was when we did that, a little bit of that stole drag racing.
Alright, I'm gonna slew over to you.
Alright, that works.
Fell behind.
Okay, so we're headed towards the dunes here. But you can already see some of the dunes. This is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Cool.
Actually, wait, I want to go in that direction. Yeah, so I'm gonna... There we go.
Do you know the slew command to gain altitude?
F4.
F4?
And you want to hold it down, I think.
Oh, yeah. There we go, thank you.
Now, I don't know if you folks have been watching the MSFS official streams on Twitch, but they've got, that famous pilot, right, who flew around the world. He's got a YouTube channel, The Kindorist. But he, apparently, I didn't know this until I started watching some of his streams. He's actually from Namibia. So that's where I got the idea for this from, actually. He was doing a stream, not here exactly, but somewhere near here, around the dunes in Namibia. And he actually has some YouTube videos. His channel is just called The Kindorist. And he actually has some YouTube videos where he's done some real-world flying around these dunes. All perfectly legal, I assume. I'm gonna be honest, it seemed a bit low in some of those videos. I was like, if I tried that in a national park in the States, like flying super low to near grizzlies, well, first of all, one of the grizzlies might probably just stand up and claw the underside of my airplane and bring me down. but if that, assuming that didn't happen, I'd probably get a stern talking to from whoever, whichever park ranger from the FAA, because some park ranger were probably able to, see my registration and report it. Anyway, it's super interesting. And my God, he's like, he flew around the world in his early 20s. And it's one of these people, right, that kind of makes you go, oh my God, what have I done with my life?
Yeah.
And actually, I think he lives in New Zealand now. So there's another New Zealander for you. Kiwi, rather. There's another Kiwi for you. Boy, look at these dunes, though.
Yeah, it sure is nice looking. I think a lot of the desert locations turned out really nice in MSFS.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, no kidding there, Portland. It's really quite something, right? Because the desert locations were the worst rendered in Pre-3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been flying around Arizona and Western Australia, and they're just fantastic.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Any good locations in Western Australia?
I was telling you about it the other day. Goss's Bluff crater. It turned out really nicely. It's stunning to look at.
Really interesting. How do you spell that?
Yeah. GOSSES Bluff.
Super cool. I'm going to have to check that out. Just going to write that down here.
Also, the water is perfect in Flight Sim.
Yeah, the water's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, you know, one of the things I'm really looking forward to in their next world update from Microsoft. Okay, there we go. We got Portland, and absolutely is there as well. So Portland, we got you back, and I'm not sure.
Oh, really? Am I going the right way?
Yeah, you're. Actually, I don't know. You're too far away for me to tell. Can you see us?
What? No, honestly.
I'm.
I see someone. I see one person.
Here's what you do. Turn to a heading of 295, and that should bring you directly towards us.
All right.
What airspeed are you flying at?
I'm flying 105 knots.
Hmm.
I'm gonna change the time here just a little bit.
So let's see. I see Maxim. Oh yeah, you guys are. I'm flying the opposite direction.
Maxim is artwork, so I see artwork as well. Great. Okay, it looks like you guys are pretty close to each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slew over once I'm on the right heading.
Me too.
Did you guys see how Microsoft sent out a bunch of those big YouTubers, those honeycomb yolks and the throttle quadrant and everything?
Yeah, there was a little bit of. Yeah. You know, there were some YouTubers who clearly have zero interest in flight simming, right?
I know. Yeah. That's what I was about to say. I looked at a lot of their channels and I scrolled through the videos they posted. None of them are about flight sim. They unboxed it and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a bit interesting to see some. It's been interesting to see like some really popular YouTubers flying though, like Jacksepticeye's recent video flying to Area 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing how different people use the sim. How it appeals to a more general audience.
Oh, for sure.
Sims have. Flight simming is becoming more broad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually really eager to see Stevo1 Knievo try the TBF in MSFS for one reason and one reason only, because I've never heard him swear. And I want to see just how mad he gets. That guy, dude, he's like the coolest cat you've ever seen, right? Like, he's so calm.
Yeah.
My God, look at the size of these dunes.
Yeah, they're huge.
And right over there, you can spot Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, there's absolutely. Oh, he slewed over, gotcha.
Oh, behind.
Yeah, I did too. I'm right behind you guys.
There we go. I'm going to take a screenshot here. This is a nice little formation. Wow.
You watch Flight Chops at all?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I love Flight Chops. Yeah, you know, I was a Patreon supporter of Flight Chops for a while, and my God, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. Like, he responds to every Patreon supporter, you know, so all I did was, you know, turn in my donation through Patreon, right? And he reached out via email. You know, it was like, hey, you know, thanks so much for the support. It really means a lot. This was just a couple of years ago. It was already a super big deal back then. And I was like, holy cow, you know, how does somebody that clearly has such a great following, you know, have the time? He's super awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
That's why I don't like watching a lot of big flight sim streamers. Just get no interaction with them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, yeah, although it's really hard, right? You can imagine, like, Captain Canada is like a super chill guy, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you know,
like watching them.
yeah, I love Captain Canada. I think he's awesome. You can tell he's a bit of a pothead. Nothing wrong with that. I strongly prefer potheads to alcoholics, so I'm okay with that. But they're friendlier at least. But no, you know, I'm just kidding. Of course, you know. By the way, Captain Canada, he sounds like just a regular guy. I'll tell you one thing, because I've worked with people like this in my life. I'll tell you, he's smart. he's smart as a whistle. Like you can tell, like he's whip smart. He knows exactly what's going on and what he's doing. He's running a business, right? He's making a living off of this, so he knows exactly what he's doing. But you could tell he's the kind of guy who, if he had a smaller audience, he'd probably have the time to interact with everybody.
Yeah.
It's just, the streams are so popular that it's really hard to do that.
Aren't there animals in this?
There are. So there's actually POIs, like points of interest around the world. So you can find, giraffes and elephants. What else? Grizzly bears. The friendliest grizzly bears on the planet. Like, they're not going to claw your face off like in real life. But super friendly grizzly bears in the sim. In fact, they will politely stop and wait for your airplane to get out of the way before they move forward, even if it means they end up inside of another grizzly bear. So clearly, all the grizzly bears were coming from Canada, right? I assume. In fact, if you turn off your engine, you can actually hear them say "A." That's how Canadian those grizzly bears are. But okay, you've also got flamingos and seagulls, but they're actually really nicely rendered. So if you go into your main menu, go to World Map, and you look for POI, I think you have a list of all the locations where you can spawn to see those animals. Or if you just search giraffes or elephants or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can land on a dune.
That is an idea.
Yeah, people complain about the bridges.
Yeah, I think the only reason people complain about, actually, it's not the only reason. It doesn't look great, but one of the big reasons that people complain about the bridges is because they can't fly under them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think like the way that they appear, though, I'm sure that'll be fixed eventually. Because like if you look at it in Google Maps or something like that, you notice it has traces of the same problems that like the Bing version has, but they're much improved. So with time, I think they'll be able to improve it to where it'll be much better.
If the next flight sim is going to use Google Maps.
Probably not from Microsoft though. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was working with Google. I mean, heck, Austin should be kicking himself if he's not doing it.
If Laminar got with Google Maps, that would be something.
Yeah. Did you see his interview on Threshold?
I couldn't get through it. I swear. I started listening to it, and about 3 or 4 minutes in, I just couldn't deal with it. I don't get it. Well, that's one of the things, right? Fortunately in life, sometimes smart people can be their own worst enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I've never started the company. I'd like to. Never started the company, but you got to give him that. I mean, he has started a successful company. He has a very, very good following. Great customer base, very loyal. But on the other hand, you got to wonder how much of that has just gone to his head. Because my God, it was like that interview was like listening to somebody from another planet. It's like, dude, do you realize what's going on Earth? In the flight sim world. So I don't know. But a lot of people who are kind of, I don't want to call him a genius, but a lot of people who have genius-like characteristics are like that. They see things a certain way.
He just seemed like such a nice guy. And I saw that interview. Or a few minutes of it.
Yeah, the one thing that surprised me, I'm coming off the top of this. Oh no. Let's brake. Don't want to start rolling down the other side. But wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the views from the top of a dune in Namibia. This is amazing. This is just crazy. Actually, I missed this earlier. Shane W was saying, funny, my voice sounds like Steve-O. Really? Well, actually, you know what? I've had a couple of people tell me that before. I don't know. I don't think it's the voice. I think it's the cadence. I think I might talk with a similar sort of cadence. Not in my live streams, but in my videos. All right, alley-oop. Lap's coming up.
I just landed up a dune.
Yeah, that's what I did earlier. Oh, you mean going up the really steep side?
Yeah, I kind of stalled onto it, but
yeah, that's the way to do it. That's actually a perfect bush landing.
Yeah. Oh man, going downhill is fun for takeoffs.
Oh yeah.
I just rode that hill all the way down.
Yep.
You know, I do love how they've captured all the little mini dunes, right, on top of these dunes. That kind of adds to the immersion and the feeling of, my God, it almost looks real.
Yeah.
Holy cow, look at this.
Do we have a follower? Who is Doki?
That's Shane W.
Oh,
So
okay.
he was with us in Indonesia earlier.
Oh, yeah. I recognize that. Forward dude way back there.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, I don't know who Doshi35 is.
Oh,
That I'm not sure.
he's in a cub.
Yeah, also in an X-Cup, right? Yeah.
I actually hit someone earlier and they completely disappeared, so if that person had crash settings on, I'm really sorry.
So the worst. This actually happened the other day. I was watching Fly Purdue stream. Oh my God, Fly Purdue is awesome on Twitch, but this was hilarious. He was loading up P3D version 5 for the very first time. And so he set up like a full, flight plan in the FMS and the A320 and all that stuff. And then somebody spawned on top of him at his same gate on VATSIM. And he had his crash settings turned on.
Yeah, I had that happen to me before. It scared the crap out of me, actually. I was just like putting in my flight plan and then all of a sudden like an explosion. I was like, ah!
Oh no, yeah. Oh, so Doshi35 is actually Ola Atkins. Hola. Welcome on board. Thanks for playing along. Hope you're enjoying the sights. My God, that dune right down there just looks so inviting.
And yeah, the turbulence is awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Glider flying in X-Plane was almost impossible. There weren't any thermals.
Yeah, I can't wait for gliders in this sim, because I feel, I know how to recognize when I feel like a thermal bubbling, and every once in a while I'm like, that's got to be a thermal, and I really wish I had a glider to kind of try, circling in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're due for another Condor stream at some point. But let's see, I'm going to try and land on this one right here.
Does anyone else's synthetic vision show them under the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be the altimeter. No, it isn't.
It's not okay. Good idea, though.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay, I'm going downhill here. Might as well go around. Wanted to try and land uphill there.
I went in right behind you, DJ. It wasn't pretty, but I made it.
Sorry about that. It's like those stories about formation pilots, right? To just follow the lead pilot all the way into the water.
Okay, commendable.
Yeah. Teamwork all the way.
Flying with other people makes this so much more fun.
Yeah, and Blooms and I were talking about this yesterday when we tried out that course. It is amazing just how well multiplayer works. Like, you can you know, we could hear each other's engines when we were close to each other. So that's how I could tell when we were neck and neck.
Oh yeah.
And I could see when he was dropping his flaps, when he was getting his flaps up. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
How multiplayer works way better than VATSIM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just need to get the connection issues sorted out, and then it'll be perfect.
Yeah. Now, is there a maximum number of people that can be visible at one time?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure. I think that was on Captain Canada's stream. He did a multiplayer stream, and there were like 50 people at one little airport, and it crashed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're landing?
Trying to.
A good sign.
I went off the edge. Actually, wait, no, I got back on. That was just a shadow, I think. There we go, got back on.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I also had an idea. So, like, you remember last year, people like tried to do an Area 51 raid. Imagine doing that, but on Flight Simulator.
What was that called? Occupy Area 51. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, the stupidest, most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That was so funny. All right.
2 million people signed up on Facebook. And
How many people actually showed up though, or did that actually even happen in real life?
It's only like a couple hundred.
just
Yeah.
stood up at the gate and stood there.
Yeah, but anyway, that would be a good test for the Flight Sim servers. See how many people going to Area 51 at once can crash it.
When this comes out on Xbox, it's really gonna be.
Oh yeah, that'll be something.
I'm worried for VATSIM on Xbox.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just don't want a bunch of people who have no idea what they're doing spawning on the runway.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you know, the way we connect to VATSIM is using a client, and there's not really a way of emulating that on an Xbox. So, I think it's pretty unlikely that that'll happen.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
I'm a little concerned about that eventual Xbox release though. Like, you know, the same people are
Oh, my ex.
on multiplayer there as here.
Yeah.
What is that gonna look like?
My multiplayer just disappeared again.
Oh no, yeah, we lost. Wait, actually, wait. Hold on.
Any?
Do we see you? No, yeah, actually we don't see you anymore. So I've
Alright.
just got artwork, and it's kind of, I felt like a dog who looks at his reflection in the mirror for the first time. Like, who's that third plane there? Oh, okay. That's right. It's me.
I love the Xbox because it has a little smile on the front.
Does it?
With the air intake.
Oh yeah,
The box.
they
I
designed it
see what
that
you
way.
mean.
They designed it so that it looks really happy.
Yeah.
So it's got like a nice little happy face there. It looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
This is a super capable bush plane though. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah. By the way, I was gonna ask you, are the tail draggers in this as like unpredictable as they are in real life?
Not quite. No, it's super hard to model good tail dragger physics. I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, for default aircraft, these are pretty well done. If I can figure out how to get the rudder sensitivities where I want it to be, it's not bad at all, honestly. You know, so in real life, right? The one issue you have with this, even with VR, you still wouldn't be able to replicate something super important that you need when you're flying tailwheel aircraft in real life, which is you need that seat of the pants feel. It is impossible in flight sim. Even if you have, like, you know, a full motion sim, I still can't believe that you'd be able to get good tail dragger physics. The reason being, you know, the whole goal when you're flying down the runway for takeoff in a tailwheel airplane, you want to keep yourself going as straight as you possibly can. When I was learning how to fly, you know, when I was learning, or not learning, but when I was flying trikes for a number of years, right? if I deviated from my direction that I wanted to go by about a degree or two, I really couldn't tell because I didn't really care. But in a tailwheel airplane, I really learned how to pick up on even a fraction of a degree. And what I learned was, before you even see it, you'll actually feel it. And so you learn how to recognize that feel of deviating left or right, by even a degree. And in some tailwheel aircraft, right, especially like in the X-Cub, if you're sitting in the back seat, can't seem to go back there, but if you're sitting in the back seat, you may not even be able to see over the nose. So you have to be able to tell just using that seat of the pants feel whether you're turning left or right. That's something you can never get in the sim, unfortunately. So although I got to tell you, compared to X-Plane 11, I feel like the tailwheel physics are a lot better in P3D, or not P3D. P3D sucks at tailwheel physics, but MSFS tailwheel physics are better than X-Plane 11. X-Plane 11 is all janky, but this seems better to me. I can't wait to see what A2A does with this, because A2A has some of the best tailwheel physics in P3D, so I can't wait to see them bring their aircraft to MSFS. Okay, folks, I am honestly a little bit beyond my curfew here, so I probably should get going.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off. My multiplayer is broken.
Absolutely. Thank you all for flying along. This was super fun.
Thank
Really
you.
do appreciate it. I'm gonna sign off Discord here. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I just
Stay
crashed.
safe.
All right, yeah, see ya.
All right, Artwork, Portland, absolutely, Ola, and Shane, thanks for playing along. Okay, just closed off Discord there. And let me cue up some outro music here as we say goodbye from the dunes of Namibia. I'm just very quickly going to turn off the traffic nameplates. I had a bit of a crash earlier with some of the nameplates turned on, so don't want that happening during the outro. But let me cue up some replay music here, and we'll get going. Alright, so quite likely, I am going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure what time exactly, but I probably will. And for those of you that flew along on our first leg of the Grand Tour to Alaska on Wednesday night, you're more than welcome to fly along tomorrow as well, going from Squamish to Bella Coola, or at least as close to Bella Coola as we can get. It is a bit of a hike, but it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be doing a ton of bush flying, some high altitude flying up in the mountains as well, so that should be a ton of fun. Give me 1 second here, just trying to pull up the right folder for my replay music. Okay, there we go, got it. Alright folks, I'm going to sign off. Hopefully we'll catch some of you tomorrow, if I stream again then. In the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend, and thanks for flying along. To those of you that flew along, thanks for joining, those of you that joined, and hope to see you all either tomorrow or later this week. Y'all take care. Thanks for hanging out. Blue skies and tailwinds. Stay safe, stay healthy, have fun. We'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.